All right, guys, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the stream. Today it's going to be an SFT tournament, but a bit of a different twist. So the first 4 rounds of the tournament are going to be standard. You just play one faction all the way through. But from there, when you get to the semis and the grand finals, it actually becomes like a standard competitive pick system. So kind of an interesting twist, which I think is pretty cool. It's being hosted by Maverick Sloth, who I believe does YouTube as well. So we'll link to his channel later on. But without further ado, let us jump in and wait for our first round opponent. So we have about 2 minutes. Chorf's got to use Destroyer. No, the Destroyer still isn't very good. I've been playing Chorfs pretty consistently this season, and there's some elements that are quite strong, but the Destroyer, in my opinion, still doesn't make the cut. I think that, if you want to go monster, there's no reason to not go like Bale Taurus, right? If you're going to be playing Chaos Dwarves, let me go ahead and find them here. Yeah, so you're always going to, it's 500 gold less, and arguably it just seems to do more damage. And also as flying and a breath attack, you're just going to get so much more bang for your buck out of the Bale Taurus, right? 90 speed on this thing compared to 60, and the Kadai Destroyer takes like 5 years to turn around also. There's so many things that are just better about the Bale Taurus. Yeah, it's a shame, but it is what it is. It's how it rolls. All right, I got to declare my faction before the tournament starts. I think people know I've had the Chorf thumbnail for a while, but just to be safe, let's go ahead and find it. That's for, I always forget we have a mighty Blood Bowl community lurking in our Discord. I feel like I want to get back into Blood Bowl one of these days. One of these days. All right. So there we have it. I was up till maybe 4 a.m. last night painting my Chaos Dwarves. So I woke up today and I was in the mood to play some Chorfs. We just played Chaos Dwarves in a tournament last weekend in Tabletop, and we were actually able to win the tournament, which was pretty cool. It was a very small one. I ended up tying for first place with my buddy who plays Orcs and Goblins, so that was very cool. It was a great event. We ran a Bale Taurus, an Orc War Boss, because in the old world, the Chaos Dwarves can actually bring a couple Orc characters, so you can bring an Orc Combat Lord, and you can also bring an Orc Hero, which is very fun. Not in this, though, because this is a different timeline, basically. Well, it's the same timeline, but in the future. I think at that point in Warhammer the Old World, Grimgor hasn't led the rebellion of the Orcs yet. So they still are largely ingrained in the Chaos Dwarf armies, whereas at this point in the storyline, the Orcs, they've escaped mostly, right? You have a couple of the Laborers and Goblin Laborers, but you don't have like the big scary Grimgor and Black Orcs and things like that. Yeah, correct. When will we get the long promised Lizardmen? Yeah, I know. I got to do that. They're not a faction I enjoy playing, to just be completely honest with you. But I will play them at some point. They're really easy to play. Lizardmen can be pretty unga-bunga. Just like Saurus, Croxagores, and Healing Magic is like very, very steady. Let's go ahead and see the brackets, see how we're looking. Did he generate it yet? Not quite, no. So we'll have our brackets here in a minute. And we're going to see who's going to message us. Shout out to Maverick Sloth for hosting today's tournament. It's really nice to be able to join in and not have to do the admin work. Definitely super fun. And I've been working on some builds for Chaos Dwarves. That's kind of one of the things. I wanted to kind of keep working on some builds. You can see I have a build for open field, a build for kind of a closed engagement here. It's got to be fun. Yeah, outer region, you're correct. That is the format. Yeah, I feel like Chaos Dwarf Warriors, let's see, 600 gold. If we compare that to a Dwarf Warrior, Dwarf Warriors are good, right? So Sword and Board Dwarf Warrior is only 450, right? Let's actually do a stat line comparison right now. I think that'd be kind of an interesting thing to look at. Obviously the Dwarf Warrior is a little bit more elite. Apparently the Chaos Dwarves in lore, there's only a handful of them actually around. All right, so man, 150 cheaper for the Dwarf Warrior, so 7.8 against 7. Okay, that's weird. They have the exact same amount of HP. Okay. Then you have 70 leadership against 70 leadership. Okay. 28 against 28. And then the stat line difference is the big part. You have 8 less melee attack, 4 less melee defense, and 6 less weapon strength. And these guys also have spell resist, though, too. You get a little bit of fire resist here. But overall, the Dwarf Warrior is a way better deal. 150 less. I would actually think Dwarfs would be way stronger if they... if their warriors just had like the exact same stat line and cost line as the Dowie, that would make them a lot better than kind of being this weird mid-range like Longbeard wannabe unit. They are pricey though, but they could be okay. Should vampires be buffed? I don't think so. I think vampires are fine. They should get some new units, I think. I think that'd be a lot of fun. We got our opponent. All right. Yes. Let's do it. So we got our opponent here, and it is a very cool player. Let's get this fired up. have some fun, and see what our opponent is going to come karate chop us with. I don't know what they're playing yet, but we'll find out in a second. Maybe it's one of the factions I have a build saved for. That would be freaking awesome, because I wanted to kind of test their mettle. And the map is going to be Edge of the Darkwood. Okay, so a good ambush map, but a fair amount of open field as well. So it's a very good dynamic map, I would say. Personally, I find Lizardman a lot harder to successfully play in multiplayer than something like Kislev or Empire. I think Kislev is easier to play for sure. Empire's, it depends on your playstyle. If you're just using like steam tanks, things like that, you know, it's a tricky pickle. But all right, here we are. So let me get the army blocker up. Wookiee Claw, come, rise, Wookiee. Defend our build valiantly. It looks like it's going to be Dark Elves. Sadly, I don't have a build for Dark Elves, but it's good. This is practice. You know, if I get wrecked, then you know, it's a lesson learned, which is great. So aside from this, how are we looking here? Is this what we want? I have a build for High Elves, which honestly might just work. I'm like thinking, I'm like, is this actually just good here against these bad boys? The Empire Advance RTS. Yeah, I've seen it before. It doesn't call to me super hard, but yeah, it doesn't call to me super hard, my friend. Okay, so we got 2 of these, I think. Yeah, are we happy with this build? Does this look good? It's a little bit hog wild, I do dare say. It's a little bit interesting. We're trying out some weird stuff. I do like this choice. I think that's good. And I think here we could probably do this. I always wonder about like Kadai in this matchup. Kadai Fireborn, they're so vulnerable against missiles is the only problem. Yeah, they can definitely pay the troll toll in the missile department. I just watched him in the Sparty stream while waiting for yours to start. Nice. Oh yeah, he's great. Yeah, good sense of humor for sure. All right, one sec here, guys. All right, sorry about that. We're back. Okay, so against the Dork Elves, the Dorks, what do we have to worry about? I guess a lot of things. They can be very, very frightening. The dragon characters are a bit frightening. They are going to have plenty of archers, obviously. In terms of infantry, I think just like the cheap stuff is going to be enough against these guys. I don't think you need anything super elite. And yeah, I like I think 2 of those, and we can bring 1 of you. Cool. I think I'm ready. Let's change our banner and do something cool. We could do the War Host of the Tsar. That looks pretty fun. Rooting against turn these SFT so I can see more factions play. Oh, I completely get that. I completely get it. So if we don't qualify for top 4, we're going to be casting... I have to make sure it's okay with the host because it's his tournament, but we'll be casting the semis and the grand finals. We'll see what he wants to do. We will see. 2 Dreadquakes. No, I actually want to try some good builds today. I don't want to just lose, you know? Oh, I should probably check my magic. Jeez. Okay, what magic am I going to bring? Lore of Hashut is interesting, but I think Lore of Metal here is pretty good, actually. I think it's pretty darn good. Flying Bulls. We're actually trying out Zoltor here. I think I've had success with him against High Elves. His nets can be very useful. And here, you know, Dark Elves often have their main lords as a caster too. So I'm kind of like, maybe the Lamasu isn't going to be terrible there. We're trying it out. We are trying it out. All right, all right. By the way, I just watched a really, really cool lore video on the Chaos Dwarves last night. It's if you guys haven't seen his channel, it's called The Book of Troyer. He's been around forever. He's been doing videos for a long time. But he has a really, really cool, well-done video on the Chaos Dwarves. It was done before they actually came out. So it doesn't have the in-game models being used. It has like some modded models being used. But overall, it's a really, really good video. Super fun. That's right, Zoltan. Yes, no. Nomi knows the reference. He knows. I'm supposed to be editing a video right now, but... yeah, no, it's all good, you know. There's downtime in between games too, right? So you got plenty of time to jump out there. Saving me from work. I got you, man. Yeah, Dwarfs are my favorite faction, I think, with the Empire. I love how they play in tabletop too. They're really fun. You got like a really cool artillery gun line, but you're also like super tanky. You have cool monsters. Which is great fun. Like I like dwarves a lot, but the playstyle of dwarves in tabletop is just kind of, for me, not super hype. Whereas when you get like these big monsters and you get cool infantry, it's like, yeah, it's very fun. So yeah, here's our build. We don't have a lot of mobility is my only concern. We're kind of a static build of sorts. Okay, let's do this. A little bit of that. We're going to send probably you and you over to the side objective. So we're just going to get these characters. So he's obviously going to run up and grab the objectives on me like super fast. And there's not much I can do about it. I just have to kind of eat it there. We got Zoltor. He's on his Lamasu. And Infernal Guard Fireglaves are really good against elf factions in general. You know, the only way they can really effectively shut them down is like Dark Shards. I mean, or tying them down in melee too, right? But yeah, I think they'll be all right. So we got both of those guys here, and then we do 3, 4. So magma cannons are awesome against elves. They've always been very good at clearing out infantry and any number of other targets. We do also have a labor unit, so we're going to put him here as like a screen and call it a day. All right, let me take this hoodie off. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty lore-friendly Chaos Dwarf army. We got goblins, you know, being led by a couple like this is perfectly lore accurate, right? You have like a couple elite, you know, chorfs who are driving the goblins into battle, followed up by the gun line, followed up by artillery. That's like about as Dowie-Zar as you can get. The only thing we're missing is like a big war machine. Like if we had a big war machine, that would be good too. All right. Premium Azag at it again. Not even. I mean, I do have a wizard. The wizard's in reserve. All right, so let me check with my opponent. Looks like he's ready. I just woke up, so I'm a little bit brain fogged here. Hopefully I can push through that. And we'll see if we can get the dub. All right, I play so much better at night, guys. I swear, it's like a night and day difference. All right, so let's get you and you go here. And what do we got over here? We have a Medusa, which is cool. A couple Cold One Knights, no surprises. A Dark Shard battle line, which is fine. We can deal with that. Zoltan is going to be nearby, and you know Zoltan's a really good backfield defender. You could just use him to. Okay, so we can shoot a magma cannon at you, and we can shoot a magma cannon at you if we can get in range. Zoltan's going to go over there. And, yeah, that should make contact here. Let's see if it does. Okay, are we going to get it? Is it going to shoot? There we go. There's the first shot, and my opponent's going to run away. And does it make contact? It does not. It does kind of chase him off a little bit, but we're probably going to need some sort of combat over there to deal with that. All right, very cheeky cap. I was wondering what was going to go down there. The Cold One Knights are there, and we have the artillery. And, yeah, at this point, we don't want to shoot into the trees and waste ammunition. We want to save it for his main battle line. Okay, well, we end up wasting one shot there anyways, which feels bad, but it is what it is. He probably has some weird stuff like ambushing in the trees. So let's get you, put you in control group 7, bounce over there. Now Zoltan needs to be ready to go. Yeah, we did waste 2 magma shots. Feels a little bit bad. Feels a little bit bad. So Collins for us, we're probably going to want to get our wizard in here. So we're just going to get the wizard waddling up there. And I mean, he gets the objective, but not for long, right? We're going to get that back pretty quick. And the Cold One Knights are going to be circling around our army, which, you know, that's what the Fireglaves are for. That's kind of why I'm positioning, like, out here a little bit. You know, just like a little bit offset there. And let's move you up, move you up. And he's calling in a lot of melee units to kind of try and rush here. So when can we get in range is the question. Yeah, we want to move up. We want to get the objectives here. So we're going to kind of creep up here. We're going to shoot you and you with the cannon. Zoltan can do some netting if we want to. It's certainly a possibility. And now we have the big flank coming. So we need to get some Bull Centaur renders here. And let's get you set up. And you guys can set up like this too. And we do make contact with one of them. So we're going to go ahead and chase you. Oh, nice direct hit right there. But we don't want to run our own guys into it, right? That would not be good. All right, so yeah, I'm happy to just kind of shell these guys. And in the backfield, we need to call something. Do I have my game sound on? I think we do. All right, so Zoltan needs to go defend here. And yeah, we just kind of keep shooting him with the magma cannons, which is going to be great. Let's call you back to the middle. And you and you. Zoltor can run back this way. We have these Fireglaves ready to go. And there's going to be a Flock of Doom going down, which is going to be nasty. Okay, and the magma cannons are making contact. It's a little bit hard to tell, to be honest. Okay, let's get this going here. And here they come. So the Cold One Knights are charging out Last Samurai style. So what we're going to do is we're going to net them. People often forget that the Chorfs have a net, which is pretty fun. So we're going to go ahead and net you guys down, do this, and we're going to go ahead and shoot you guys. So a little bit of Last Samurai action. So let's see, can we get them in a net? That'd be really nice. There we go. All right, so we get the net with those guys, which is outstanding. And now we're going to just mow them down with our guns. We are being shot a little bit, but that's okay. Magma cannons, we need to start focusing down the Dark Shards. That's 100% going to be the play. But we do get a full pick over there, which is outstanding. And now we call in Bull Centaur renders and have them defend our artillery line, right? Okay, so Zoltan's net, you know, you see what I'm saying? That's pretty damn good, right? He's able to get some work done there. So let's get you in, and you guys can pile in here. Do a little bit of this, and now we need to just kind of keep value trading here, basically. Yeah, so big damage right there, and we need to get these guys back, I think. Not quite. All right, let's go up through the seam here. These fire glaives are in good shape. We do annihilate one unit, dead to rights. Zoltan can pop in there and fight. We have our wizard coming up to help. And on the back objective, we're going to need some sneaky gets probably, because my opponent's going for a back dive, it looks like. Okay, one dark shard is offline now. So we're going to do this, and we're going to go ahead and dive here on these dark shards. No, we don't want to do that. It's too obvious. All right, so we break that unit. Value trading wise, we're in very, very good shape. And we have our metal caster coming up too. So that is outstanding. And what do we shoot next? You and you. Let's get that big focus fire going. These warriors need to do this. Let's pull Zoltan back. We just need to focus on value trading here for a while, and then we can hopefully crush them so hard that we can push up off the objectives and, you know, get up on the points. So the Bull Centaur Renders have arrived. They're just there to fight the Cold One Knights and different things like that. We see Witch Elves coming in. I could start nuking the Witch Elves. I think we need to get these Dark Shards offline. Yeah, so let's do this. Let's shoot you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and get started on magic. We'll go with Zoltan, try and do a little bit of a dive here, and do a timing bombardment as well to see if we can catch them as they're trying to get into my lines. All right, so let's get the sneaky gets in there, and as far as the backfield goes, it's looking pretty good. Looks like my opponent does dodge it, but Zoltan is getting some good work in on that sorceress. Let's blast you, get the goblins in there to deal with this, and the bull centaurs can come over here. You guys can go engage here, and yeah, I think we should be able to head these things off. Let's see if we can get them here and get the bull centaurs to go there as well. All right, Zoltan needs to retreat now. We don't want to get him popped in the face. And now what we call in is one of my favorite tools in this matchup, which is the Iron Demon. Yeah, the Iron Demon can be deceivingly good here. It can be deceivingly good. So we need to be on top of our focus fire with the magma cannons. Zoltan is in good shape. We're going to retreat him back now and get a little bit crazy. We do get Cold One Knights coming into my backfield, but it's all good, I think. I think we're chilling, although I did kind of just blunder my big boys there a little bit. Yeah. Let's go full power ahead, and we want to call in a little something something here. So he dove my backfield very effectively here, so I'm a little bit nervous about it. And we do have the magma cannon, so we need to get the magma cannon back and get one of them back. Zoltan needs to go get on top of the dark shards there, and we do manage to fold these up. No, we don't quite manage to fold those up. Okay, so where's my wizard? My wizard is here. We're going to need to get some foul magic going down on these, and the Iron Demon is going to try and run through them. A lot of my Infernal Guard Fire Glaives are caught up in melee, which feels bad, but let's go ahead and bounce back with the Bull Centaur Renders, see if we can shut those down. He's pulling the value back now, which is precarious, but, you know, it is what it is. My opponent's a good player, so I'm going to have to give up something here. Bull Centaur Renders hopping back here, and unfortunately, I don't have, like, a good way of, like, really fully shutting these down. Do I have a mobile piece here? I do, yeah. He's getting good angles on me. He's getting really good angles on me. It was such a dominant battle in the beginning, but now I'm starting to fall apart a little bit here. Although, do we break those guys? If I can salvage my cannons, that's going to be pretty fat. Let's make sure we hold on to this objective here. And yeah, I think I just threw the game. It was so sloppy. How did that happen? I was like in such a controlling position. I guess letting my fire glaives get like compromised in melee was a big variable too. All right, let's go to the witch elves. We do manage to break the dark elf position a little bit there, which is nice. Let's go jump on you, and this character can go fight here. And in the backfield, do we still have our magma cannons online? Zoltan is still just kind of going after these and doing all right. You know, he's able to lock down some of them. And the Iron Demon is in okay shape. It looks like our back objective is maybe in a little bit of danger now, so we're going to go rotate over there. And now let's go ahead and do this. Drop this Searing Bombardment here, and we can start shooting at you, and we can start going after you. So I think I'm stabilized for now. Zoltan is in okay shape. Let's go ahead and pull him back. I'm going to need to get the objectives here soon, though. I can't afford to like lose them for much longer. And it looks like we do break the Witch Elves off, which is nice. All right, so let's start shooting here. Let's get Zoltan back up in the sky. Get the Iron Demon over there, and I think we just call in a second Iron Demon, honestly. Just like all this like scariness here, and maybe some of our artillery will rally. I really don't know, actually. All right. So yeah, Fire Glaives are getting attacked, but they should be okay. And the Bull Centaur Renders have returned, so let's get them up here, the Palpa Renders. And the Iron Demon has been able to successfully rout off a lot of these units, because those are the Crows of Cain. And the Dwarf Warriors, let's get them chasing down the Shards of Darkness. And are we going to be able to get some big routes on them here is the question. I would love to get these magma cannons back. That would be freaking awesome. And let's rout off another one of these. Magma cannons are not coming back. Yeah, feels bad, man. But he's kind of getting pushed back a little bit. Like, we're retaking the battlefield agency. We weathered the storm, right? And now it's time to just try and, you know, get some of our mojo back here. So let's get this magma cannon to start shooting, which is great. We definitely leave these guys to defend. Move up here, pull you back, and move up here like so. All right, so they've been pushed back. I don't know if we get that other cannon back. We probably just call in some hobos to just run down some like loose elements here. And let's see what we can get done. All right, so the Fire Glaives need to shoot at these Cold One Knights. Zoltan is going to net them down and hopefully just lock those things in place. Here we have you. Let's get the Bull Centaurs over there. And are we going to get the net? Maybe we will. I don't know if we will. The Medusa is there. It's causing havoc. We do manage to get the route there, so let's go downfield here and see what we can do. And now you guys maybe can defend the magma cannon. We'll have to find out. Let's get you guys to rip into the Crows of Cain also, and let's get all this firepower downtown here. And those Cold Knights are going to be very tough to break. Let's start shooting the Medusa if we can. Yeah, that would be a good play. And you can go down here and start running down some of the Dark Shards. I don't think they have the tools to defend against like everything here. And Zoltan is there, so let's get you. We need to get these in the same control group and control them together. That's going to be very important. Okay, and in the backfield, how are we looking? Yeah, we're looking, I think, like we're going to stabilize. Yeah, we are getting a lot of damage right there, so let's retreat back. Zoltan is going to go ahead and net these guys down, so let's net them, and then we can go ahead and do all the debuffs. And we can attack here, and our caster is nearby, so we can do a big Searing Doom on them as well, and good. So we do get the Searing Doom off, and the Hobo Goblins doing excellent work on the outside. We do have another Magma Cannon back. Let's get you upfield. Great. So we just crushed his Cold One Knight position, and I think that could have been maybe a game-winning play. We'll have to see, because Zoltan is still in good shape, right? And now we're starting to get the capture weight on this objective. Call-ins for us are going to be what? I think we just got to call in whatever we can at this point. Yeah, so let's just get you guys up. And outstanding. So we do start to flip the middle. The Hobo Goblins here have done good work, so we run into the trees. Yeah, we weathered the storm. Do we win on just these objectives, though? I'm not sure. The Magma Cannon is broken, but I think we have enough killing power where we can just, like, straight up roll up and take all his objectives. We'll have to see. All right, so we got the 2 Fire Glaives, who are just absolute chads. Actually, just 1 Fire Glaive. Zoltan is going to come over here. We are getting really nice shooting against these guys, so let's just mow these down. And we have our Hobo Goblins in the tree line. Other reinforcements, we don't have a lot to call in here, but I guess just laborers. Yeah, we're just going to call in our laborer force again and just get them like swarming up on the middle. All right, so now the Iron Demons have done it. We've collapsed on them, but let's get the big push here. Iron Demons move in here. Zoltan is going to lower their stats, so he's going to enfeebling foe them, which is going to be nice. Got to make sure I don't lose my Lord. And I think we win this fight. Like, the Iron Demons should be able to edge it out, I think. It's hard to say. I got to just juke with Zoltan and make sure I don't lose them. All right, so now we can get more firepower coming up here. And we get you shooting there. And do we win this fight? It's a little bit dodgy. We need to dodge with Zoltan, make sure we don't lose him. But we do manage to get the middle objective. Let's get some Chorf Warriors coming up here. And they can keep rolling. Let's do a little bit of unsummoning. Okay, so the Iron Demons have done that. So now we're going to go ahead and do this. We need to get Zoltan coming back to the middle and keep our wizard alive. You shoot the Witch Elves and Magma Cannons here and here. So yeah, just the Magma Cannon needs to put a little firepower down onto those bad boys. All right, so the back objective is actually in some danger. I didn't realize this. So maybe let's get you heading here. Let's get the Sneaky Gits heading over there too. And we need to head you off, get that objective, and see what we can get done. All right, Zoltan is still alive. He's in there, but there are a lot of elves coming in, which I don't like. The back objective, do we have anything speedy we can get over there? I don't think so. Zoltan can maybe go terror route them off. We'll have to find out how that's going to play out, but we do get that objective. So now we can bring the Iron Demons back to the middle, and we just like leave this Hobo Goblin to deal with this. Yeah, because he's got a lot here, right? He does have a lot. Let's see if we can get a big overcasted nuke on those guys before my Sorcerer does get taken down. All right, so is there any threat on this back objective? Not really. So let's get the Blunderbusses up. Let's get the Labor Force coming this way, and the Iron Demons maybe are going to be able to get some good routes. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's very, very hard to say. But we do have the Labor Force on the way up. The back objective is in some danger, and I don't have like anything to get over there, which feels really bad. So we got to send something, I think. We can't afford to send nothing. All right, so let's get you guys in there, and we'll go for the Lord Snipe here. We do manage to get that side objective, I think. Did we take it? And yes, we do, I think. We do manage to take it. Close game. Very, very close match, by the way. Incredibly close. Oh, we do actually have some guys that rally back there, so that's good. So we can actually pull the guns over here to the middle. All right, so Zoltan is going to go and jump on top of the units here and try and get some terror routes. In the meantime, we need to pull you up. Magma Cannon's still getting excellent shots in there. And downtown, we need to call in a Wolf Rider to stabilize that objective. So maybe we can. We're going to see what happens. We do get the rear charge there. The terror routes are going to be very prevalent. The back objective, do we stabilize it? I think we do. Yeah, just barely. Just barely. All right, so let's get you coming up. Iron Demons are going to do it, and yeah, I think that Wolf Rider can maybe get it done. We'll find out. We got some capture weight coming via the Dwarves, and the Iron Demons are going to do more power and just kind of keep running through these guys, and you can just Last Samurai whatever you can. So we need to get those terror routes. Magma Cannon gets compromised. No surprises there. It is what it is. I think I lose this game just barely, though, unfortunately. Just due to the nature of the objective situation, I think we're just going to lose it. But it was a really good match. I definitely threw a little bit in some of the engagements, but we kind of grinded our way back, which was fun. But you never know. I mean, we are getting mass terror routes on these guys, so maybe we can just kind of knock them off here. In the back objective is being flipped, but it's very slowly, so I think the sneaky gets can get there in time. So now we need to head down here with these trains. Yeah, we head over there, and these guys have got a nice cozy position on the objectives. Let's get these dwarves down here. And do I have any more speedy boys I can send? I don't, sadly. So I don't. I just got to use the Iron Demons, the old faithful. Iron Demons are awesome, though. Look at the damage they just did there. That was really nice. All right, so we get that objective. You guys, are we in danger of losing this one? I don't think so. We'll just kind of use these guys to do their thing. So we basically just have to use the Iron Demons to try and get this objective. We don't have like much time at all. Do I have anything fast I can call in? Yeah, some Bull Centaur Renders might get there in time. That's one of the only things that would maybe arrive on time. All right, so let's get these dwarves waddling over there. Maybe they're going to be able to get it. We get you guys putting some firepower down, and the sneaky gets have arrived. Cool, so the middle is stable more or less. We can move you over, and we do start to get the capture weight there. So maybe he blundered by moving off that point. Like, Zoltan might be able to run interference here. We'll have to see. We have some Dwarf Warriors coming. The only way is if he just fully, like, blunders that objective and lets me get that, which I don't see that happening, but the Bull Centaurs are almost there. Yeah, so the terror routes will be something. We do run some interference here. We are going to go ahead and charge these guys, and if we get, like, instant terror routes, maybe. Yeah, those guys are taking it. He's rushing the objective really close. Man, he almost threw that. If I had gotten this, that's game over, right? Okay, so we get the terror out there. Zoltan is trying his best. We're going to try and push these guys off. We do have the Bull Centaur Renders and some Dwarf Warriors, but they're a little too far, I think. If we can get a terror out on these guys, maybe. Yeah, man, we had that. We had that in the bag. We threw it. The Alpha Strike engagement he did was really good. He played very well with that, but we just sloppy micro cost us. GG. Really good game. It's a hard way to start, but honestly, I'm very happy with that performance. Yeah, lost by a couple seconds. The build, I don't think there was any issues with the build. Zaytan was really good. Even though he didn't get good value, his nets provided me with big value. GG. Close one. So what did we do wrong with our build? I think we need another Hobo Goblin Rider instead of this, because they're so useful in this matchup, right? It's my first time playing this matchup in a while. Magma Cannons were awesome and disruptive. Fireglaves, holy shit. Look at that. 1,400, 1,900 on the Fireglaves. God damn. That's great value. That is really, really good value. Okay, so today, the point of playing Chaos Dwarves is to kind of learn and develop builds. I think the Warriors were fine. I really liked the opening build. The Metal Magic was super good. I think we cut you. The Deathshrieker, do we really need it in this matchup? I don't think so. I don't think so, right? So what do? We get another Sneaky Rider. And then, do we call in another Fireglaive? I mean, Fireglaves were freaking awesome, that build. They did so good. All right, so hopefully he reports that, and we're going to continue learning dwarves today. Learning builds for matchups we haven't tried them in. And refining the existing builds. Okay, so let's see. Do we have the brackets yet? Yeah, there's 2 games still going. Okay, so we're fine. Yeah, Fireglave's got 2,900 value. Yeah, dude, Zoltan was great, though. He was, like, disruptive. The nets are really synergistic with the Chorf roster. The Deathshrieker rocket launcher didn't seem very good. As like a call-in, there was never a moment where I was like, man, I really need a Deathshrieker here. I mean, sure, it could have killed the Medusa, but overall, I think just we need to be maxed out on mobility here in this matchup. Aside from that, I think like some more Vanguard capture weight would be very, very nice. Or even some Wolf Rider bows, right? Like the Wolf Rider bows would have been really, really good for just like diving and utility. Kadai Fireborn are kind of crap here. Did we just do another Fireglaive? I don't want to go like too hardcore on Fireglaves. But yeah, we have anti-infantry tools like plenty via the Magma Cannons. Assuming we don't like, God, we got so sloppy. There was no reason for us to lose those Magma Cannons. Like that was so sloppy. I don't know how that happened. I just blundered that so hard. Yes. So do we call in another Bull Centaur? I think just one Bull Centaur is honestly enough. And aside from that, we could do some like Vanguard Gremlins just to get like up quicker, and then like a Laborer. Even though they're not great here, they still allow for dynamic play on the objectives, which I think is something that we were missing. So I don't have a build for Dark Elves yet, but honestly, the High Elf build worked fine. It felt like I was playing the same faction to an extent. Chaos Dwarves versus Dark Elves. Okay. So here's the builds I have so far. I have builds for Tzeentch, Nurgle, Kislev, High Elves, and Dark Elves. I'm trying to work on like a build guide of sorts. Why not foot archers and hell cannons? The foot archers are just mediocre compared to your artillery, and hell cannons are not as good as magma cannons. So that is kind of my tail of the tape with those. Okay, so let's refresh this. How are Dark Elves doing this season, by the way? Let's see. So Dark Elves are, oh wow, they're the number 4 faction right now. 60% win rate on the Druchii, damn. Chaos Dwarves are, they've been getting brought up. Myself and a couple other Chorf players have almost got them up to 50%. So I think Chorfs will be a solid 50% faction. I think they will. Yeah, the Witch Elves are scary for sure, but I mean, they got nukes pretty hard too. I mean, I did break his push and managed to stabilize a lot, but his initial push was not super threatening. Do we go like another Doom Train? No, I can only bring a couple, right? Yeah. The Iron Demons were great. They were like hands down some of the MVPs. I think I'm going to start putting Iron Demons into like every build. I wonder about like the dual weapon Bull Centaurs too, like the feasibility of them. Because the Bull Centaur Render Great Weapon is like one of the few tools I have in this build against big things, aside from the shooty boys. People are never going to bring a dragon in this build either. That would be crazy, right? Against Chorfs. I mean, it would work against me because I don't have the Deathstreaker anymore, but I think that would be a little bit too risky. Okay, let's see here. Check it out. Do we have our next opponent yet? Who's it going to be? Someone's taking their time. We got Alexander lost his game. I lost my game. Oh, wow. A lot of the top dogs, high-ranked players lost their matches already. Damn, all right. So we're probably going to be playing another good player right out of the gates. Trade a cannon for another glaive to watch Overwatch. I think the cannons are really necessary. Otherwise, the Dark Elf skirmishers just kind of run shop on you. Yeah, so I think you need the magma cannons to keep them honest. And they still got 800 value, despite me blundering and losing them really hard. They still did very, very well. Yeah, so the ROR Bull Centaur Render has throwing axe weapons and anti-infantry. He's actually pretty good. He has Guardian too. It's just at 1900, it's like, god damn, that's so overpriced. Like, this guy should probably cost like how much are the Royal Altdorf Griffites? Let's go look. They should cost like the same as that. So Royal Altdorf Griffites are 1850, okay. And these guys are what, 1900? Yeah, I think that would be a reasonable change of pace there. Where is the forces of Hashut? Here we are. Yeah, got some fun builds versus the Chaos factions. Against Nurgle, you can actually... Artillery builds are very good, but also you can use Fireborn very effectively against Nurgle. I have a build against Kislev. I wouldn't mind playing Kislev today, or any of the Chaos factions. I've been practicing against the Chaos factions. That's pretty much it, though. How would you play Chaos Dwarves into Empire? That's a good question. I'm not sure. So that's a hard question because it depends on the map. Line of sight is going to be a big variable for both of us. So it really, I would probably armor check the Empire. Like against Empire, I would go as wide as possible with Fire Glaives and just try and armor check them because Empire infantry suck against like Dwarf Warrior armor. So we can theory craft a build while we wait for our next matchup. We only have one game still to finish here. What would you do with Skaven against Beastmen? Oh boy. Against Skaven against Beastmen, a lot of gutter runners for sure would be very, very good. Like those Ninja Rat, like skirmisher units would be very effective. I don't know. Yeah, I might even use probably like a Ikit Claw, maybe a Flensing Rune Ikit Claw. So against Empire, let's go ahead and check this. So if I was playing Empire on like an open map, I would probably like width check them, just HP check them, just go like super thick, super wide. Astrochad, I think would be my go-to choice, and I would just use Flamestorm to like kill like say Trooper Bricks that are going to be running all over the place. Bring Kindle Flame. You don't need anything else. You could bring the Black Hammer of Hashut if you're feeling spicy. And then from here, I would probably go with Fireglaive backing here. So let's get this and this. Yeah. Something like this against Empire out of the gates would be like my opener. And then, of course, in reserve, you'd have you guys, a Bull Centaur Render to help deal with Cav. I would keep Artillery, but I would keep it in reserve. So I bring one Deathreaker and one Magma Cannon. Deathreaker in case they have a big Flying Lord or a Steam Tank or something like that. And then the Magma against Infantry spam. Empire Troopers, probably, honestly, Hobgoblins can hold their own in those situations. I would bring a couple Vanguard ones too. And I might even mix in... Yeah, we have Infantry killing power, right? We do. So maybe another Fireglaive, to be honest. They're really good against the Empire. Empire hates those things. So this is probably what I would do against Empire, honestly. And as a matter of fact, we can save it, and if we run into Empire, we can try it out. Chaos Dwarves versus Empire. Okay, something like this. Oxyotl is banned because he's bugged. Yeah, he has a bug. With the new patch in 5.3, they kind of screwed him up, so he unfortunately has this like weird... Human Boy did a video on it if you want to check it out, but he's bugged right now, so he's banned. There's a couple things that are bugged. Okay, so we got Navigator. I don't know who Navigator is. We'll find out who that is here in a second. All right. Need Skirmish Cav against Empire. Oh yeah, did I forget the Light Cav? The Hobo Goblin Riders would be good enough for chasing them down, probably. Granite Guard because they're cool. They are rule of cool. So who is Navigator? I always forget who that is. Navigator. There you are. All right. Let's see what they're playing. I don't know what they're playing here. Map is going to be what? So we are on... Oh my god, is this the Chaos Dwarf? This is the other Chaos Dwarf guy, I think. It might be. That'd be really funny. Oh god, not a Chaos Dwarf mirror, please. Please, Anakin, don't put that evil on me. The map is going to be what? Map is Crystal Lake, which is a pretty damn open field. Okay. And there we are. And let's see what we got. What's it going to be? People don't really bring long rifles. Yeah, they would theoretically counter Fireglaves really hard, but I don't know. If they did bring them, it would counter me, yeah. But the idea is like you have such a wide infantry line that you can press past them and start to swarm their guns. And then the Fireglaves are like a cleanup unit against like heavy cav and things like that. Yeah. But you're right. You're right. Dwarfs feel decent though. They've been growing on me. I thought they were kind of weak when the season launched. No problem. What faction? Let's see what my opponent's playing here so I can start on my build. Please don't be Chorfs. Please don't be Chorfs. I don't want to play a mirror match. Total War competitive isn't really centered around mirror matches, right? So that's why I don't like to play them, because it doesn't really teach you much. I mean, some sweaty... Oh, he's Chaos Dwarves, lovely. Okay, so we are doing a Chorf mirror match. So let's get the build going and have some fun and do it. And do it. Okay, so we need to get Wookiee Claw up and get this going. I'm pretty sure he's Chorf too. So we can switch our banner to make it easier. We'll do the Chaos Chorf Rebels. We'll be the Rebellion. The Rebel Alliance. All right. So against the Chorfs, I'm trying to think of a couple of ways you could play against them effectively here. In the mirror match, that would be strong. Yeah, so Crystal Lake's really open, so obviously artillery is going to be a thing. Range here, yeah, I think we go with you. A couple of these. And then we're going to go ahead and bring all of you. Yes. The Bale Taurus character. Yeah, the Bale Taurus character is definitely viable here. He is. Of course, we get the one other Chorf player in the tournament. No. No. No, not the mirror match. Not the mirror match of the gods. All right, so Lord Choices. Metal is really good here. I think. I don't know. We'll find out in today's episode. That is for sure. Gonna want to max out on these always. So yes, we have those guys. And then from here, we're gonna want to get, I think, a couple of you for disruption purposes. Can he be mounted on something? He can. Yeah, he can be mounted on something. So I think we'll try this. Actually, this is kind of a cheek. I have a cheeky play. We're going to see if it works out. And for the Lord choice... Oh, that's weird. YouTube's being a diva. Stream didn't crash for you guys, did it? No, looks fine. Okay. So he is good to go. And now we need to go ahead and get... a little bit of this, maybe. Yeah, I think we do two of those. And the Lord choice. That is the question. Okay, I think we try this. Yeah, I like that so far. I think that's going to be effective. Although he's... God, they're still so expensive. The Sorcerer Prophets are like an arm and a leg. Even if you bring like almost nothing, they're so cheap. Yeah, I'm taking the green Chorfs, yeah, to try and make it a little bit less miserable on the banner system here. That's an option too. Is he going to be, like, more cost-effective here? He might be, actually. It was funny, in, like, the Chaos Dwarf lore video I was watching last night, they were, like, talking about how, like, powerful the items Drazhoath has. They're like, it is the most powerful demon crucible, and it's just, like... In this game, it's just such jank, you know? It's a shame. Yeah, it is a shame. Okay, I think that looks adequate. So that costs how much? So I can get like 4 or 5 of those, I think. Yeah, that's going to be the way. And then I think we can call in you and you. Maybe one of those. You have to remember, like, everything has fire resist here. So, like, things that you would normally use are going to be a little bit, like, subpar, which is actually pretty funny because the Chaos Dwarves have fire damage also, right? Which is hilarious. Okay, in the backfield, that's going to be that much. This thing, of course, is pretty sweet. Could try this out in reserve. Really like these guys in this matchup. I think they're 100% a huge breadwinner. And the Bull Centaurs, I think you need like at least one anti-large unit just to kind of keep things honest here. Okay. Yeah, Drazhoath is a little bit disappointing, unfortunately. I mean, he does have a couple situations where I think he's decent, but overall, he's more of a niche pick. 100%. 100% a niche pick. Okay, so from here, what do we have on the field that we need? A couple of you little gremlins, and Granite Guard are cool. Blunderbusses are all right here. I don't, like, hate them, but they're not my favorite either. Yeah, I think this build's actually all right. It's got some of the stronger elements in it. We're going to see what my opponent's up to. What evil scheming he's got. We'll try and hold back the tide. Oh, old man sounds. Oh, okay. But what if he does this? Okay, something just occurred to me that could be a little bit problematic. Yeah, something just occurred to me here that could be a little bit frightening. So I think we cut that. And let's go ahead and go with these guys. Do we bring one of you? Yeah, because they're cool as hell, and we'll bring one of these two. All right, I don't know if the build's perfect, but we're going to see if we can make it work here. I want to see Chorf win this one. Yeah, me too. I heard that pop through the mic. I'm sorry. I have a pop filter. It doesn't seem to work very well, though. Yeah, sorry about that. What can you do, man? We try our best here. Yeah, I don't even know what's good here. I played the mirror match maybe twice since Chaos Dwarves came out. But both times people were kind of memeing. Like, we saw a destroyer in one of them, and so yeah, I don't know. I have an idea, though. I have an idea indeed. The scepter that Greases has was for the Sky Titans. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he stole it from whatever those creatures were. I'm guessing they were just like mega giants. Hear the summons of Hashut. The Dark Father calls you to slaughter. Oh, so cool. The Dowies are so awesome, man. I love playing tabletop Old World with Chaos Dwarves. It's my favorite. Gonna probably go to another tournament this weekend. We have another one down in near San Diego, so maybe make a little trip down there to play that. Yeah, they're actually pretty good in tabletop too. I wouldn't say they're in tabletop. The best factions, in my opinion, are okay. Let's do this. How do I want to deploy? Is the question. Probably, I want to take the open field with Chaos Dwarves. I think with my particular build. So we have a couple of great weapons, and we have laborers, right? Laborers are okay here. The orc ones, they just got a cost reduction. Fireglaves are your best friends in this matchup too. They're really good. They counter, aside from like artillery, there's not a whole lot that counters them. We do have Drazhoath. Not because I'm memeing, it's because he has Dark Renown, so he can buff my ground force, and he's low to the ground. And I'm hoping my opponent will go super like tall, or and go like with the big scary combat lord, and I can just like Death Shriek and shoot him out of the sky and things like that. So I have double Death Shriekers, which is the best you can do in this matchup for artillery dueling. Is double Death Shriek. You can't bring more than that. You can only bring 2 of them, so. How many true Chorf models do I have? Okay, so I have, I bought, at one of the tournaments I won recently for Old World Tabletop, I got the Chaos Dwarf Blood Bowl team, from, because they just got a new Blood Bowl team. So I'm kit bashing those into like heroes and characters. And I have 30 Infernal Guard, like legitimate Forge World ones. All the Orc units I have, the Hobgoblins, the War Boss, those are all legitimate as well. So usually just the War Machines and the Fireglaves are 3D prints. But they look like exactly like the old ones, basically. They look very similar, so. All right, so what does he have here? You guys notice how I have a sneaky get in the bushes? I hope you do. Put some respect on it. No sense in wasting ammunition on those guys, in my opinion. What does he have? So you see, his build's much... Yeah, he has a Death Shrieker, but I have 2. So I'm hoping that I'll just like come out ahead in that fight. I could move up and do a little bit of pushing here. We do have a sneaky. So the reason why I have the sneaky in the bushes is to hunt down artillery. He's like an artillery hunter, which is funny because that's how you use in tabletop. That's how you use Hobgoblin Cons, as a matter of fact. Iron Demons are a thing. He's taking the objectives. Not much I can do about that right now. So he's going to get up to an objective lead based on the builds. And we just have to, you know, pay the price. So let's get you preemptively on the right ammunition types. And we're going to just go ahead and try and zero in on this. Hide you in the bushes here. And in the meantime, let's get a good Infernal Guard coming up here. We have time, you know, like the cheeky objective capture out of the gates is a very strong play, but it's not the end of the world. So we can just start shooting that Sorcerer Prophet, actually. There's no sense in not doing that. Yeah, so we're just going to start mowing him down. And if he tries to fly near me, I can just, you know, nail him with the Fireglaves, right? That's like the whole idea. He could try and hide behind the pillar. We're going to see if he does. But yeah, it's a good play. All right, so let's get you in group 7 here. And in the meantime, he does use the pillar to hump it. So he's using the World of Warcraft arena tactics, which is fun. Okay, so we're going to do this and this. And outstanding, so that objective is going to be ours. If he tries to come in here, the Fireglaves are going to just give him the business, right? So I don't think that's going to happen. We're going to leave you and you to guard this. So you and you can be in control group 8. Control group 8. And then everybody else can start waddling up this way. Great. So let's get you around the top. Sneaky action. We're going to go ahead and call in an Iron Demon. So the Iron Demon's going to roll up. And yeah, he can chill back there as long as he wants. We have the Fireglaves at the ready. So it should be okay. So do we go for his Iron Demon? Yeah, his piece here. I think we do. We're just going to try and snipe his artillery here real quick. See if we can get that. And we're going to pull you around the outside. So we are being focused by his Death Shriekers now. And we're going to try and make a play up on the objective. We should have a pretty good fighting core. Yeah, you can see we're eating some of the shots here, which feels bad. Oh, it's actually double Big Scary Flyer. Interesting. All right, so we're going to need double Fireglaive to probably deal with this. Yeah, so we're going to snipe that. So now let's go ahead and switch you and you onto this. And we're going to get you going here. And you to go and shoot this one here. All right, so Drazhoath, yeah, you see how we got our little Goblin Assassin back there? And Drazhoath should give some pretty good combat prowess to our units. In the meantime, let's get you in here and have you charge in. And now there's going to be some witchcraft going down. I'm not sure what, but yeah, he's going to get our artillery, it looks like. The Fireglaves, are they going to hang in there and get it done? I don't know. We do manage to snipe his, though. You see our little Gobbo back there? Got it done. So that's great stuff. All right, so let's attack here. We can have this Fireglaive to continue shooting here. Have you shoot there. All right, good. So we do take his artillery down, and we are steamrolling the objectives. We could do the Flames of Asgore on this Chaos Dwarf Warrior now. So hopefully that'll get the job done. And his Sorcerer character is taking a lot of damage from that firepower, and maybe our other Death Reaker is going to be stabilized. We're not sure. Okay, Flames of Asgore was able to rip it up, and let's get you to come over here and do this. And we do snipe his Death Reaker also, so we are able to get that offline, and it's shattered now. Okay, so what is this? This is a Death Reaker rocket launcher, so he calls in another one, which we're going to just go hunting with our little gremlin character, which is great stuff. All right, so I think this guy is like, is he getting the shots in? Yeah, his wizard is dying, actually, which is huge. And the middle objective is flipping to us, which is good. The Iron Demon is doing a lot of work, and obviously Drazhoath is a beast. What do we get called in here? Yeah, we almost, like, this trade here is rough, but, like, if we kill his Sorcerer character or bring it close to death, like, he just loses the game. And we have our little gremlin that's just doing awesome work on his objectives, right? Or, excuse me, on his artillery there. All right, so Drazhoath is buffing the combat characters on the ground. We're starting to get the points. So let's go ahead and rally over here. We do get his character hunted to the edge of the battlefield, and we do lose our Death Reeks, but it was a good trade, probably. A decent trade. Not a good trade, but a decent one. All right, so that objective's going to be ours. Perfect. So let's run around up here and do this and do this. And that's ours. Yeah, his ground fighting presence is pretty weak. So we're going to go ahead and shoot you if we can, move you up here. See if we could shoot you. We have our sneaky assassin on his Deathstreaker, but we don't really have any good targets for him to Deathstreak anyways. So yeah, it's pretty fun. All right, let's get in the trees. You guys can move up to this point now. Drazhoath needs to get over there too, so we're going to keep one Infernal Guard to bash down these Chaos Dwarf Warriors. And the rest of you guys are going to go after those cutthroats here. So let's get you to shoot you, and you to shoot you. I'm going to just call in another Deathstreaker again, like once he leaves. And we're going to use that to probably snipe something here. All right, let's get this going. We're going to get another Iron Demon heading up this way. Drazhoath is going to absolutely annihilate this position. So let's get those Hobgoblins. And you can see this character has been so good this game at just like hunting down the artillery. So we're going to try and get him away if we can. All right, so Iron Demon in time. And we have the Fireglaves hot in pursuit. Very, very slowly in pursuit, I should say, actually. The Iron Demon, it does get a shot. So let's get it going here, rolling through these laborers. And cool, so we have arrived here. Let's go ahead and collapse on the flank. And we were able to kind of squeak away there. Let's see if we can head you off. Take you down there. Looks good. And now Drazhoath, we need to find a big nuking target. We need to find a spot that we really want to hit. Yeah, we're going to try. Okay, looking good. And where do we want to go next with the Flames of Asgore? Probably like right here on those guys. And pull back these two Hobo Riders because they're going to get nuked into the Shadow Realm if we don't. So we're going to retreat them. And the Flames of Asgore, oh man, look at the damage that does. It's super cool. All right, so we got all three objectives. We have the Fireglaves who've overextended, so let's get some laborers in there, and you can just kind of juke up and around. We're going to continue playing for the objectives here. We'll keep these Fireglaves hustling, and the Iron Demon is doing it, so we're going to move in. Drazhoath and company should be able to get it. Let's use more power. And we're going to call in another Fireglaive here, so he basically won't be able to hide anywhere on the battlefield without a Fireglaive coming in and, giving him trouble. All right, let's do this, and do this. And looks like a nice bombardment from my opponent there. We're going to now go back here and chase this down. And Fireglaves can shoot here. The Infernal Guard are holding like absolute chads. Let's put firepower down to the Sorcerer Prophet. I think Drazhoath and company are eventually going to get that objective. Eventually. Let's go after you guys. Get Drazhoath on the point. We can do this. Move you up there for some capture weight. And now we have a lot of firepower here. And you can see our little goblin back here. He's doing awesome, man. He's going to probably go out on his shield here, but it's all good. It's all good. All right, so we have the Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses. We have a train of their own coming in, an Iron Demon. All right, so we do manage to rout these guys off. So let's get back here, take these Hobgoblins, and how are we doing on value, by the way? Okay, we are pretty ahead on value. That's good. I was worried we weren't. I was worried that we were not. And we have the Infernal Guard, the Infernal Chad Guard. So let's get these great weapons moving in to deal with you. Keep you moving that way. And the Deathstreaker is okay. They're not like amazing at killing infantry, that's for sure. But I think we do manage to flip the high ground point. We chased off his skirmishers, and we'll have a Deathstreaker back in business here soon. We have another Fireglaive coming up. Let's get this Iron Demon running away here, and cool. So you guys need to reroute over here and shoot this Iron Demon down. Drazhoath and company have gotten this one, so let's call you across, put more steam ahead. And now we have our Fireglaves slowly approaching. Unfortunately, they're in a bit of an awkward position here, so let's shoot you guys. Yes. Run you back this way. And do we call it more warriors just for objective control, or do we get a Deathstreaker? I think for us, a deep set Deathstreaker is going to be the best play. 100%. Although we do have some blunderbusses here who are very, very juicy. They're just like waiting to be charged. All right, so let's move up to the side. Let's get you moving back this way. Retreat you. Pull you in there. And you guys do this. Okay, so that objective has been stabilized. Let's do more steam ahead and see if we can close the distance on that bad boy. Move you here. And move you down this way, and Drazhoath needs to come over here as well and look for some bombardments. Let's pull you back. Avoid the bombard there if we can, and yeah, now we need to just swarm this. I'm going to go ahead and take one of you deep downtown to see if we can get on that. The Deathstreak did huge damage against me there. That feels bad. And let's get you to just run down these cutthroats to make sure they don't come back. All right, so we did dodge that. Drazhoath and company are doing good. He doesn't have a lot on the ground is his big problem. And we do manage to get on top of his dudes here, so let's get this other goblin to go hunt you down. And let's hunt you down here as well. And do we have any Fireglaves lurking nearby? We do. All right, so the Fireglaves will shut them down. We do have the Iron Demon, which I don't know if Drazhoath will be able to help much, but they still are anti-large fighters at their core, right? So maybe they'll be able to do something. It is just a regular Iron Demon, so the Fireglaves will hold for a while. We do break his position here. I think this was my game plan. It was to go super wide with like gunline and width and like cheap characters to try and swarm the battlefield and mitigate the effectiveness of his shooting here. Let's call in some Dwarf Warriors to get up on that objective and try and hold it. His Lord is eating a lot of firepower, and we do manage to get back here. You can see his Demonsmith Sorcerers in the pits. We could call in Gordo. El Gordo has been, by the way, amazing this game. El Gordo has been a big MVP in the mirror match because he's like this cheap little assassin that you can use to go do sneaky skullduggery against the artillery, which of course is going to be prevalent here, right? It's going to be around. All right, so we get you. Anything we want to hunt down here? It looks like the Fireglaves are slowly defeating that train. Let's call you this way. You guys can hunt this, and Deathreaker will be our next call-in, I think. Yeah, he's getting a nice bombardment on us there. Let's actually just get our machine gun and start shooting. I don't think he has any chances at this point. It's going to take him too long to reclaim the battlefield, if at all. And I do have some like good quality infantry out here, so that's going to be tough. And the Infernal Chad Fireglaves, I run these in my tabletop army. They're so freaking cool. They're not very good in tabletop, but they're rule of cool. You know, sometimes you got to forsake the meta to do cool stuff. All right, so we're going to get a Deathstreaker, start shooting at the boss here. Let's go ahead and get the big scaries down there. Leave you here. Drazhoath is really good against infantry bricks, as you guys have seen this game. They're very, very good. And these Fireglaves can come up here. You're going to waddle down here and go after this guy. And we can call in some more chaff now. So let's call in chaff. That's a pretty fun mirror match, actually. You know, I normally don't like mirror matches, but this one was... I enjoyed this. I mean, it's not over yet, obviously, but, you know, I'm enjoying it is what I'm saying. All right, let's get on this. I'm actually tempted to call in Gordo Backstabber. We're going to run down there and see if we can head those guys off. Hopefully we can keep them from flipping this objective. Drazhoath will basically, like, one-shot. Yeah, see, it looks like he's flying back here now, which is good. If he's just dicking around back here instead of, like, fighting on the objectives, then I win the game. So he can go spend, like, 2 minutes killing that thing, and we can just win on the objectives. All right, so once we get those Chaos Dwarves locked down, we're going to be good. Do we have anything we could actually call out to help? El Gordo could do an assassination run, but I think he's already done his job. You know, I don't think we need him for that anymore. The Death Shriek point blank is pretty funny, and yeah, I guess it kind of worked as like a bait, right? So now we're gonna do the Flames of Asgore. This spell is incredibly good at clearing infantry. So watch this. You're gonna see those guys just get eviscerated. Yep. Oh yeah, the Flames of Hashut. Dude, look at that. Just KOs that unit. Absolute KO. You gotta love to see it. You gotta love to see it. So let's bring the Fireglaves up. Have them shoot the bulls. You guys go down here. You see he's guarding that artillery piece heavily. So, like, his big expensive caster is just in no man's land, not able to do anything. We can call in another Iron Demon here. It looks like they did die. I think his Deathstreaker killed them. Feels bad, but it is what it is. Let's call in another artillery here. In the Flames of Hashut, yeah, they got it done. They got it done. And in the meantime, let's get some Hobo Goblins in here. Let's run around the top just to be distracting. And we got it. All right. Still got it. By the fires of Mount Doom, yes. No, I didn't need to unsummon the Infernal Guard. They were great. So 1,600, 1,200. Deathstreakers got shut down, but they also did bait his expensive caster character to its death. Drazhoath got 312 kills. What a beast. Plus Drazhoath also buffs the combat stats of nearby units with Dark Renown, so he can do some cool stuff. Iron Demons, 1,200, 800. No, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah, the thing is, his big characters were kind of screened by the Fireglaves, and that's what won us the game. All right. GG, dude. So let's go report that score. Off to a decent start. You know, really, really close first game against a really strong player. Certainly was winnable, I think, if we play a little cleaner. This game was good, too. So happy with the start so far. Good opponents. Chaos Dwarf mirror match. Sadly, that's not going to help or hurt the win rate for the Chaos Dwarves. Yeah, I have some I actually have some pictures from the tabletop tournament I played in. Let me see if I can pull those up real quick. All right, so we have let me find this around here somewhere. All right, yeah, so there was a Skaven player in the tournament who had one of the coolest. He had such a cool army. Let me see, Bull. Then there was some old school shades, which are really fun. I didn't get a lot of good pictures, but I got a couple. Let me show you guys real quick. All right. Because we probably have a couple minutes. That was a relatively quick game, so. Yeah, so Skaven. Let me find the picture here. It's got to be around here somewhere. There it is. Yeah, so this guy had a really cool Skaven army. His entire Skaven army was like punk rock themed. So you can see all of his Skaven have neon mohawks. So every single one of his Skaven has a neon mohawk. And I didn't get a picture of it, but his sorcerer, not his sorcerer, but his Grey Seer was riding a skateboard. So he kit bashed it. So his Grey Seer was literally riding a skateboard. That one wasn't painted yet, but it was really, really good. So that was the Skaven versus Dark Elf game. The Dark Elf player had a really nasty list. I played him in round 2. He had 2 dragons, so always really, really hard to deal with. Yeah. And then let's see, what other pictures do we have from that? I have my Bale Taurus. He's not done yet, though. I'll show you guys like kind of loosely the scheme, but he's not done. This is the Bale Taurus I use for my army. I haven't done the washes on the fire yet, nor have I highlighted his skin, and I haven't highlighted his horns. There's a lot more work. I need to do more work on the base, but this is the Bale Taurus character. You can see the Sorcerer Prophet riding him up there, which is super cool. And then we got what was the other one? Dark Elves. Yeah, Dark Elves had a really, really cool shade army. So he was also using some shades. Yeah, so these are the old school shades. You could see them. Yeah, it was fun. Rage Against the Machine construct. Yeah, did they hang 10? Dude, the Skaven guy had a really, really strong, a cool army. Excuse me. It was awesome. Yeah, so this is these are the shades. I'll eventually do a video showing all the armies. I'm almost done painting Chaos Dwarves. I'm really close. Yeah, the wings look good. Yeah, the Bale Taurus looks better in person. He's better now. Last night I did washes on the fire, and I need to highlight his skin. Because if you just paint something like pure black, you know, like armor on Space Marines, whatever, you need to highlight it and layer it to make it look a little bit more natural. Can you show the Taurus again? The Taurus looks finished. He's not, trust me. Taurus. But I'll show you guys. Let me see what other pictures I have. I might have some on my phone. Hang tight. I should have just made like a gallery or something. Yeah, here's the Taurus. Oops. Shit. Okay, there it is. Okay. Yeah. You can see in the distance, behind him is my Orc War Boss who rides a Wyvern. And behind him, his wing is blocking it, but that's where my Iron Demon is. You can see the wheel on the Iron Demon. And then there's a Hobgoblin Legion behind him. Dude, I love, like, as someone who's like just loves Total War, like Warhammer, and then can go play it on tabletop, it's like the most fun thing ever. It's great. Let me check on my phone to see if I have more pictures. I could have sworn I got more. You love that red? Yeah, the red is really good. It was it's not a Games Workshop red, it's a different company. Yeah, the wings aren't done. We need to dry brush them yellow too. It's supposed to be like they're on fire, and his hooves and mouth is like breathing fire. Also, his wiener is on fire too, because this model has a dong, so he literally has a fire wiener, which is hilarious. Let me see if there's any other pictures I have here. What other good ones do we have? Yeah, the Wood Elves. Oh yeah, we have some OG Wood Elves here. So let me just send a bunch to myself and I'll share them with you guys. I do have 4 tabletop armies. That is indeed the case. They're ready to go. Can I send something to myself? Hang on. Okay, I don't know how to send something to myself on Discord. I'm such a boomer here. Okay, yeah, these are some pretty good photos here. Okay, yeah, there's a lot more good photos. Yeah. All right. Let me show you that. Nothing more manly than that. That's right. That's what I think. I think we still have a minute before. We might be able to take a look in between rounds. Refreshing the bracket. 1 game still to go. Okay. 1 game still to go. So nice not having to do admin work, by the way. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, by the way, in the first game of the tournament, I played against a dwarf player. So we had Chaos Dwarves versus regular dwarves, which was really fun. Yeah, okay, I actually have a lot more pictures here. Yeah, all right. So let's add this, go to another image, and add, so this is Gunline. The dwarf game, he had a hard time because he didn't have any artillery, so he just kind of got mowed down. on the advance. So this was a cool moment in one of the games. We had the dwarves were charging me, and my Infernal Guard Fireglaves. We set up the gun line, and you could see the dwarf king was on his way charging, and the Fireglaves, I had my gun line set up there, and you could see in the middle I had my battle standard bearer too. So it was a really cool moment. That was fun. I made sure to get that one captured. But those are my Infernal Guard Fireglaves right there. And then we have, what else do we have from the tourney? A couple more. You could see the Death Freak rocket launcher. I had it like up on a hill in the back. This is one of my first. So yeah, there's my Death Freaker. It's sitting on the hill there, and it actually has like a detachable rocket. So they were basically zeroed in on across the battlefield. That's an Anvil of Doom. The dwarves had an Anvil of Doom. So I had my Death Freak rocket launcher sitting up here on the hill, taking pot shots, which was really fun. Let's see what else. And then we have some more good pictures, I think, of, yeah, it's a Skaven. The Dark Elves had some really cool stuff. He had some really, look at the dragon. So this is an OG Dark Elf dragon. It's so haggard looking, but I love it. Hello, Battle Brother. Chaos Dwarves looking good. Yeah. That's a lighter red on the Fireglaves. No, it's the same red. I probably just washed it a little bit heavier. It's the same red, though. Yeah, and here was the Dark Elves. It's a little blurry, but this was Skaven versus Dark Elves. You could see the Dark Elf Dragon Lord. It's actually Malekith. So that's the old Malekith model, which is hilarious. And then we had some Sisters of Slaughter too, I think, or some Witch Elves. Let me see if we can find those. I always feel awkward taking pictures of these things. I'm just like, oh no, these guys were cool as hell too. So this was the Dark Elf player. Look how nice his army is. So he had Doomfire Warlocks. So those are his Doomfire Warlocks, and then I believe that was his Sorcerer. Yeah, so he used the Age of Sigmar Dark Elf character as like a Sorcerer, which I think on a flying mount of some sort. So that was really cool. Yeah, that was my second round opponent. The Dowies drove them from the lands, but it was a good match. All right, perfect. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed those. It was fun stuff. Oh, Sam. Oh, so the guy, by the way, the gentleman in chat, you see Sam. He's the one who gave me all the painting tips for the Chaos Dwarves in terms of the color. That red is what he recommended to me. So if you guys have painting questions about miniatures, he's here in chat, and you can hit him up. He's the Dark Wizard. Yeah. I'm playing you out of region? What the hell? How are you 1-1, dude? No. No. I didn't want to sweat. I didn't want to sweat till round 4, dude. Okay, well, anyways, we're gonna go play out of region. What are you playing? Bretonia? Are you actually Bretonia? Okay, Skelnir's Cave. So this is gonna be hard. We're playing one of the best players out there, and somehow he's also lost the game. So, hey, perfect. I get to try my high elf build I've been experimenting with. All right, so let's get Wookiee Claw. I've had success with this build against a couple people. But you know, it's not out of region, so it's one thing. Okay, there we go. Yes, perfect. Everyone panic. Yes, panic. Hiles versus yeah, this is for sure the way, I think. Looks good to me. Looks good to me. So probably, do we need 2 of those? Seems a little bit excessive. I think it might be a little bit excessive there. I don't know what this map looks like, by the way. I think it's kind of open. Yeah, it's a somewhat open map. Okay, so the shenanigans are here, indeed. Let's cut you, get this, and aside from that, we can go ahead and slap in... Huh. Can't afford that. I think we don't really need you. Doesn't seem very good. Regular dwarf warriors here definitely get munched on a little bit by Rahagra's pride, so you gotta put some respect on them. And we do that, and then we can just mix you in too, and then I think that's fine. I think that is a-okay. Although, yeah, I think we go double on that, double up on that, and then this. All right, good luck, have fun to outer region. Thankfully, I already have the build. And yeah. Yeah, Sam in chat, he's someday when I eventually do get started with the tabletop stuff, he's going to help paint some of the minis for the channel. So it's on. I don't have anybody near me to play with, so it's like pretty much. It's not really feasible to get a channel going now for battle reports because I don't want to do like, you know, just like lore, not lore videos, but like I want to actually have actual gameplay of the battle. So when we get somebody who lives near us who is down to play a lot, then I am down. Are there Sisters of Slaughter models in tabletop? I don't know. I don't play Dark Elves. I mean, let me see if they even have rules in Old World. The Old World Army Builder, Dark Elves. Where are they? I was wondering why Outer Region had lost the game, but then I saw he was playing High Elves, who are a solid mid-tier faction, but I don't think they're one of his normal factions. Dark Elves. Dark Elves, Evil, Core Units, Special Units. So they have Harganeth Executioners, Blackguard. They do have Sisters of Slaughter. Yeah, they do actually. That's cool. Very squishy though. Very, very squishy. You got to be careful with those. Same kit as the Witch Elves. Got it. Yeah, I would imagine you just kind of altered a little bit. Okay, so we got this map. Oh yeah, this map is like just wild as hell. Yeah, I remember there being some shenanigans with this. All right, so you're gonna just creep through there and then eventually maybe grab that. We'll see. Get you and you. Okay. So against elves, hate artillery in general. It's really, I mean, they have bolt throwers, which could be a problem, but I think magmas can trade with bolt throwers reasonably well. Zoltan is actually quite good in this matchup, in my humble opinion. Let's get you guys to just kind of push that side objective there. We got Zoltan, and then we have the Infernal Guard. Infernal Guard are excellent against elves. They're good against the cav, good against the monsters. Very, very solid anchor piece. And of course, magma cannons, you need them to melt the infantry and, you know, take the objectives and all that. Let's do it. Yeah, Sisters of Slaughter are in Age of Sigmar, yeah. Because you have the Cain faction, the Daughters of Cain. The one thing that would get me in Age of Sigmar is if they do a proper Chaos Dwarf release for Age of Sigmar. That's probably what I would hire you to paint, Sam. I would hire you to paint the Chaos Dwarfs. Because I've already painted a full Chaos Dwarf army for Fantasy and Old World, so I don't know if I'd want to paint another set of them. So, but if they got a full release for Warhammer the Old World, or excuse me, for Age of Sigmar, that would be like the one thing that could maybe pull me back in. Son of a gun, you pulled me back in. All right, let's get some ability out there and go like grab this objective real quick. We have Zoltan, and yeah, he's just gonna juke these shots, so there's no sense in shooting. So we're just gonna move up to the hill, and what do we have in this guy? Is it Teclis? Oh, interesting, it's gonna be Teclis. All right, so let's take Fire at Will off, and Teclis can kind of poke up a little bit if he wants to. I do have Silence on Zoltar, so I'm feeling like I can kind of do something there. And you, buddy, you just kind of waddle up this way for now. And do we want to take the fight? I don't know if he would want to take that fight. Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't. We'll get the Fireglaves to start shooting, and now we're going to start going after the Spearmen. Yeah, he's going to screen us out here, so we'll do this and this. And what kind of archers are those? Just baseline archers? Okay, no problemo. So advancing up are my legions. And do we get that objective? It looks like we will not. Magma cannons do get a direct hit there, which is freaking cool. You gotta love to see it. And yeah, now we just kind of start scorched earthing these guys. Just kind of pound land, you know, have some fun. Retreat you back. Do this. Keep a Fireglaive here for deep set cover. Keep Zoltar there. You guys move up like so. And Fireglaves move up here. And we just use this to keep Peckless honest, right? Because we have time to value trade, you know. It can happen. All right, so yes. Soon we'll do a little something there. And now I need to call up my sorcerer. So we need to get Homeboy running up here to help out. We have our Laborer Corps up on the objectives. We have our caster there. Let's go do this. Let's get Zoltan back. And we haven't made the best contact yet. I'm going to start playing, I think, this side a little bit more. So we're going to do that. And right here, we can call you out, and they can come grab this objective here. All right, so far, we haven't been able to nail down the infantry too hard yet. We do have the Narnia lines on their way in, and the Fireglaves are going to be rotating about face. Magma cannons have done some respectable damage, but we need to get you guys in, and we are going to steal the side objective here, so that's going to buy us a lot of time to kind of like poke and skirmish and things like that. So, all right, so let's get Zoltar over here. Let's get you shooting at Peckless. That's going to be a Flock of Doom. Magma cannons do make very, very good contacts. Yes, they do indeed. So that Fireglaive is going to be putting some hurt down. Let's go close the distance there, maybe. And Zoltar needs to go after Homeboy, so we're going to go ahead and maybe attack him. No, not going to be the case. All right. so shoot you and you. Let's do this and this. Let's advance the dwarf warriors up into the battle lines and park you on the objective. Let's get Zoltan flying overhead. Have you guys shoot here. And looks like there is going to be some flank pressure coming out this way, but we have, you know, plenty of tools to mitigate that, I'm thinking. Yeah, we do indeed. All right, so the battle line is on. We do get those shots coming from downtown. Now let's shoot here and here. And the little gobos that could. Fireglaves need to be pulled deep set. And we do manage to steal that side objective, so let's just hide you in the woods. And I think I need to really make sure I don't lose the outside objective, so we're going to go ahead and call in a dwarf warrior eventually to try and anchor that if we can. All right, so we're going to go ahead and net you down. So let's net you. So we net him. Do we? Do we get the net off? It looks like we unfortunately missed it. Feels bad. Laborers can move up, and Zoltan is going to go ahead, and does he get the net? He does, so we get the net right there. These Fireglaves can shoot here, so we want to start focusing the Silver Helms and see how this goes. We have another bombardment right there, so we're going to drop it here, and let's go ahead and get some mobility coming up to do this, and you guys can come this way. Great. All right, so the Fireglaves are doing good work. Zoltan is going to go help see if he can get some terror routes on these bad boys, and let's pull you guys in to help. You can see we do get a lot of DPS on those battle lines there. Let's get you hobos to chase here and here. And Zoltor maybe is going to be able to break these guys. We'll have to find out. Yeah, so we do get the leadership break. We're going to call these Narnia lines in. Wow, big damage right there. Big, big damage. All right, that's good stuff. So killing Teclis is incredibly difficult, though. It's very, very hard. Let's call in some more mobility. I think we're fine here, so let's call these dwarf warriors in there. We got the hobo goblins waiting in the bushes, and we have pulled a pretty massive value lead against him. So that's great for us. We have the orc laborers heading these guys off, and the goblins can just go chase down all these skirmishers. In the meantime, how are we looking on the ground? So the Fireglaves are doing the work of the gods. Such a freaking cool unit. And we should have a bombardment now, so we're going to go ahead and call it down on these guys. Outstanding. Keep chasing down the skirmishers, chase down the archers, and where do we want to shoot now is the question. Yeah, because his lines are looking a little bit bare bones, right? So let's start wearing down the guys on the outside there. And on the woods, we do have some ambushers waiting. It looks like there's going to be a chariot coming in, so we need to go ahead and charge that lion chariot if we can. And good. So this objective, are we going to get it anytime soon? The Fireglaves need to keep working. You guys keep chasing here. On the backside, let's call in an Iron Demon and have it just go roll up and get there and get there. All right. So obviously my opponent has the objective advantage. We're going to move in and silence these guys because it's easy to forget that we have silences with this faction. We do manage to get the lion chariots caught up, and let's go ahead and roll here. Get you guys shooting here, and the Fireglaves need to just kind of keep shooting at whatever they can. All right, Zoltan is causing a lot of disruption here. He's silencing these units, and I'm looking for another bombardment. So let's go ahead and bombard here. And are we going to win this fight? It's going to be hard. That's for sure. Let's just park on the objective, and you can see the elves are getting knocked off the point on the side. So the artillery is definitely doing work. All right, so let's get you to shoot here, and you to shoot right over here on these guys. Zoltan, I think, eventually gets this with all the shooting firepower. I mean, he's just hemorrhaging value against us, like really, really hard. And the side objective, I think we're still kind of holding on to it. He might be able to ninja that, but that's okay. Like, because if we could just get these other two objectives, and we're totally chilling, you know? All right, so shoot here and shoot here. Get these guns moving up, so we want to move up on the point. Yes, yes, and you can shoot this, and you can shoot Teclis too. We need to get Zoltan back here to silence these wizards, if possible. That would be very, very good. And let's get you there, and all right. So maybe we can get that point. Let's get another Iron Demon coming out. If he's gonna win, it's gonna be on objectives. It's not gonna be on value. That is for damn sure. So Zoltan is gonna get those two wizards, which is huge value city, and you can see Teclis has been forced off. So let's grab this. I need to get the points before he can like just win on just one, you know, to prevent the triple cap situation. All right, so let's get you there. Do we have any full health cab back there? We do, so let's pull those guys up. And Zoltan is just bullying on these points. He's doing work. All right, so Fireglaves, let's mow these Silver Helms down. Let's unsummon you, and then I think I just call in a Bull Centaur Render to press that side point, and we call it a day there. All right, so that point's gonna be ours, and the Iron Demons are very, very close to getting this point, so let's mow them up and call in an Orc Labor just for bodies. Now we save up for the goods. All right, is he just gonna be hunkering down on the outside? Maybe he will. Not sure. This objective looks like it's gonna go to us. We have the capture weight here. Let's make sure to keep these characters on there if we can. And let's get you to shoot here and to shoot here. Looks awesome, and now we've completely flipped the outside objective. So I think he's just in big trouble here. We're just so far ahead on value, we're probably gonna be able to sweep quite a bit, but he is gonna make a play for this, which is smart. I do like that. Let's get you guys to do this, and hopefully we can just do a little something here. So Teclis is coming. So do we just go after him? I think we do. Yeah, we go after your boy Teclis. Let's get these Iron Demons heading over here. So the Iron Demons will provide some nice capture weight here. Let's go after Teclis and silence him. Could drop the net on him. I don't know if it's worth, but yeah, we're going to try it. Fireglaves, they're hanging in there. Unfortunately, we do have more evil on its way over, and let's get you on this point, and we get you on this, and just kind of try and capture that if we can, although it looks like he just called something in, so we're going to need some Dwarf Warriors to get that eventually and pull you guys back this way instead. All right, so it is time for the Bombardment of the Gods, so we're going to do it right here. Nail these guys down. Teclis is taking a bit of damage, but we need to get the Iron Demons over here because it is getting very dodgy on the objectives. So let's do this, hunt you guys down. The Magma Cannon shot, we need to shoot you. And yes, you guys scream across this way. Maybe we can get this. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be very close. All right, let's get the Iron Demons in there. That's going to be a Silver Helm unit. We do have the Laborers, but not much else on that point. Feels bad. Zoltan did some respectable damage, but nothing like too crazy. And unfortunately, those Rangers. Okay, we do have some Warriors, actually. You can maybe do something against those guys. It's a big shame we didn't get this objective. That would have been pretty big for us, but sadly we didn't. So Zoltan is going to come and try and help on the objective. We need to get all these like rats routed off the objective here. The Iron Demons might be able to do it. Orc Laborers obviously don't have great capture weight either, so I'm a little bit nervous about being ping-ponged here. So we're going to see what we can get done. All right, let's charge you down. Iron Demons are just routing everything off. Zoltan's going to come in and get some work done. Let's get you back on the point, and now we have the Warriors arriving here on the outside. What can we call that would be helpful here? You know, we have the Magma Cannon. It's being attacked. I think we just have to yield that. The objective is the only thing that really matters a lot here. So yeah, that is going to be the play. So is he going to come across to the other side? Yeah, it looks like he is. Looks like that's going to be the plan. So we need to get like some Bull Centaur renders or something just to anchor a point so we don't have to get ping-ponged so freaking hard. All right, so let's get you guys there. We managed to get this point right. We did. Zoltan is doing good work. And we're going to leave the Sorcerer Prophet here, and you can just go attack that Chariot. And now, yeah, we need to find a way to hold here. So let's get the Bull Centaur renders. They're going to take like 10 years for him to kill with any of his units. And we go get this objective here with the Iron Demons. You guys fight here. We do a little bit of this right here. Zoltan is going to keep heading over here to try and stabilize that. Although, I mean, we have time, right? We have time. Zoltor is going to get there. We do get this. And do I have anything that can reinforce here? I mean, just bodies, I guess. We just need things on the field. Okay, so those guys are going to move up. Iron Demons are going to come across. Although I think those Dwarf Warriors got that in check, so we're going to pull you guys back, and we're going to use the full speed ahead. And now we just try and knock them off this point here. That's going to be the game plan of game plans. All right, so the Iron Demons are here. The Dwarf Warriors are eventually going to win that fight, and they're going to get me that objective, ideally. Let's, like, not lose the objective we already have, right? And we do arrive pretty close to in time here. We're going to go ahead and use the debuff on these guys and debuff them. Zoltan needs to get on top of those. Okay, let's get these Laborers back, and now we can call in a Hobo Goblin Rider. Let's do this. Points are getting a little bit dodgy, for sure. We do manage to stabilize the middle for now. The Iron Demons are getting a lot of terror routes on everything. We do have that wizard. So let's see how we do this. Where is he going to park here? He's just going to park like right on the edge, right? Yeah, so we'll do that. The Dwarf Warrior here is getting it. We're going to call in another skirmisher to shut that down. And on the outside, that should be our objective here in a minute. It should be. Very, very close match. Very close match indeed. All right, so let's call you out. Let's get you around the back. Get this. And do we stabilize this point? I think we do. We need to get Zoltor back here to get some terror routes on these guys. Kill these stupid wizards, by the way. And cool. So the Bull Centaurs are hustling, and we have this point here. This one's going to flip, but we're going to terror out pretty quickly afterwards, I think. Zoltor does get these wizards broken, so they're going to be wavering and silenced. And what are these? These are Silver Helms? The fact that I can't get that point is really bad. It would be the second game we lose today because of just haggard objective shenanigans. All right, so we hold on to that. Bull Centaurs are going to come across. Zoltor needs to come down and get more terror routes on these things. And yes, and yes. It seems like the Chaos Dwarves definitely do struggle to an extent to deal with like this kind of style of play on like these wide maps like this. So let's get you waddling. And are we going to get this objective? I think we are. It's going to be a mass route here in a second. I think the Laborers and these guys can take that. So then we need to get you guys full speed ahead over to that side objective, right? Full speed ahead. Yeah, we still haven't gotten this one yet, though. Feels bad. I think we lost. Damn, dude. Really close matches today, but just, you know, it wasn't in the cards. I felt like we played really well this game. Like, very well, but just struggled on these triple, like, wide objectives. Maybe we need to play a little bit differently. I'm not sure. Because, like, look at the value. I mean, I guess he's not that far behind at this point. Yeah, it's kind of close. And the mobility, like, him bouncing between the 2 points is very hard to deal with for my build. So maybe I need to go back to the drawing board. Yeah, he ends up getting the dub, but honestly, I'm very happy with that performance. I felt like we were dominant for most of the game, but we just kind of... We must have made some tactical blunders with the call-ins. No, we don't need to save that. We already did it. GG, well played. It was a good match. I think the big mistake there was trying to play all 3 objectives. Yeah, perhaps 2. Just securing 2 would have been better. Magmas did good. Fireglaves did good. Honestly, you guys see though, Zoltan is effective. He's pretty good now, I think. He's pretty good. What do we got here? So, great weapons... Death Reekers. Yeah, Iron Demons are very good. I almost think like getting a 3rd one would be very good. I don't know where he is. He didn't message me. Okay, out of region. GG. GG. Well played. Yeah, maybe we just have to contest the points earlier, because I find that we're losing a lot because of that. So what do we do in response to that? Do we just like bring less of an army out of the gates and just get some skirmish cav? Because like if we have the, you know, at least 1 or 2 objectives early against his skirmishers, then maybe we're not in such bad shape. That could be the play. I also wonder if the Baeltor's character is just better in that matchup than Zoltan, but Zoltan's nets are really useful, and his silence is good too. We probably had his wizard silence for a long time. I'm not sure. Not sure how to go about that. But I felt the build worked well, value trading wise, and we were in the game, and he's obviously a very good player. Fireglaves are clutch. Magma Cannons are really good for determining the battlefield momentum. You know, there is a case to be made to not open with Magma Cannons, and maybe you go wider. I don't know. I don't know, actually. All right, let's see what the... I like the build enough. I don't think it warrants getting changed. Like, there wasn't anything that was really poor. You had to summon those renders earlier. Yeah, I think so, Chibambu. That's a really... I think that's something I solemnly agree with, is the renders earlier would have maybe won me the game, because he didn't have... You're right, he didn't have anything that could kill them. And if we just had a render sitting on a point, he probably would never have gotten it back. So that would have been big. Yeah, he had a Beastcaster. Yeah, of course. Flock of Doom is very good. It's one of the most meta spells in the game. The Iron Demons I really like, though. And the render, I think it just was a tactical blunder on my part in terms of call-ins. The Death Reeker, I bring it against dragons, but I almost feel as if Fireglaves are going to be enough to keep a dragon honest, but they might not be, right? Let's see. Teclis, doesn't Teclis have Flock of Doom too? I think he does, I'm not sure. I think he does. No, the render is good. The infantry clearing isn't a problem. Magma Cannons, and we killed all of his infantry. All he had was mobility. He was just running between the objectives and stuff. Like, if that's like an old school land battle, you know, Chaos Dwarves are in great shape, but it's not. It's good old Dom. Yeah, so I think we just need to call in the right units. Did he report the score? Or score, dude. Do it. So we're going to see who's going to make it to top 4. Certainly not going to be myself now that we've lost 2 games. But they were really, really good losses. It wasn't like crushing, and I felt they were winnable. They were winnable. Evil Chorfs. Evil. I like Magmas a lot. They're so good. But yeah, maybe just 1. But it gives you so much pressure. We were farming him value-wise. We were up by like 2,000 or 3,000 at one point, and I think we got to hold on to that. Yeah, we could have just played the 2 main objectives there. That was also a big thing too. Like, I was trying to play all 3, but the thing is, we stole that objective from him in the woods, but we didn't have something that could like hold it. That was the problem, because he could send like 4 or 5 different unit types and just take it from the hobgoblins there. So the hobgoblins, of course, their holding power isn't great. I don't think elite infantry are going to be any good. I think that they just get magic focused and Narnia aligned. Yeah, 1 skirmisher isn't going to do a whole lot for you in the beginning. We could cut the dwarf warriors, but I think you need them to get up the battlefield quickly. I mean, you could do something along these lines, right? Like, have your own skirmish corps just to make sure he doesn't get the objectives for free. I don't hate that idea. Yeah, I don't hate that. And then we would cut this for a magma cannon in reserve. And then we can also slap in like an orc labor or something. Yeah, I don't hate this. This feels a little bit better. Oops. So let's save that. Chaos Dwarfs versus High Elves. Yes. I felt like we had that game and we threw it though. That's for sure. I felt like we had the better engagements for the most part, like the actual fighting. But we just called in bad units and just kept losing objectives. It's hard, yeah. It's hard to take those. I mean, high elves are their mobility is better, but I think with a magma cannon and maybe 3 hobo goblin riders, and that almost makes me think, like, against dark elves, do we do the same thing? Against dark elves, we have a very similar playstyle. I think, yeah, maybe cutting the blunderbuss here, right? Because dark elf, yeah, these skirmish cav are pretty good against Rookie. So maybe we get at least 2 of those against dark elves. Zoltan, is there any other abilities he can bring? Not really. The leadership thing isn't that useful with him. We can cut you and get an orc laborer. And then we'll cut this, and we will get a second magma cannon just in case they have a lot of infantry. And then we can, yeah. This is the sweet spot. I think this is the sweet spot. Okay, so that's going to be versus Dork Elves. I like Zoltan, actually, against the Elves. I think he's pretty good. He's cheap, and he's his disruption is very good with the nets. No, Kadai Destroyer is not very good, unfortunately. Okay, let's check the scores. See if we're ready for the next round. Not yet. So we have attack speed enjoyer. Undefeated players are, I don't actually know who that is. How the hell does that guy already have 4 points? Hang on, let me refresh this. I think somebody messed up their scoring on the website. Just give me a second. I'm going to report it to the host. Okay. Okay, so what's that guy's name? Bard? Okay, so what's his name? Maverick. POG, someone has 4 Swiss points already. All right, so let's see if they catch that. I wonder if we have any more tournaments tonight. I think there was another one tonight. Let me see. We've had so many tournaments going on. It's so much fun. So tonight we do not. No, tonight we have a land battle tournament being hosted by Human Boy, but I think that's it as it pertains to tourneys. It's because someone dropped. Yeah, somebody needs to fix it. But I do like the build. I think the build was very good at value trading. I think we made tactical errors. We needed to control just 2 objectives and call in the appropriate units. The Bull Centaur Render would have countered most of the threats on the battlefield. And we could have just parked a Bull Centaur Render and, a Chorf Warrior on one objective, and it would not get taken easily. And then we just fight for the other objective, right? With the Iron Demons. Because Iron Demons, there was no real good way to kill them either. So I think the Iron Demons would potentially just steamroll the other objective too. Hobgoblins are fine. They're not like great, but they're not supposed to be. Chaos Dwarves, they're supposed to be like, yeah, I mean, they're all right. I'm not like I feel like they fulfill their niche. You could probably lower, I don't know. Their stat line is all right. The leadership is their problem. Like if you lowered their, I mean, yeah, it's 28. They're pretty bad compared to like an Empire State Trooper, for example. Like a swordsman is going to be much better than a hobgoblin. Let's see if that's getting fixed. Yeah, I think it's because somebody dropped, correct. Yeah, somebody dropped over there. Cool. Looks like you fixed it. So we have Bars, Martin, Attack Speed Enjoyer, and Via Anime are all in the winning positions. And we are about to start the next round, probably in less than 5 minutes. Yeah, Bull Centaurs, in tabletop, they're about as fast as heavy cavalry. Like if you have a Bull Centaur, I think it's movement 7, and like an Empire Knight is movement 7 too, I think, or 8, movement 7. Yeah, they're about as fast as Empire Knights in tabletop. So if you made them, I feel like Bull Centaurs could use a cost reduction of like 50 gold. Nothing crazy, but like make them cost 1550. I feel like they're a little bit overpriced at 1600. Yeah, I feel like they're a little bit overpriced. Yeah, they're easy to outmaneuver, that's true. But they're good at holding a position. They really are, yeah. One issue is that Bull Centaurs are expensive. I would have more cap weight at that point. You would, potentially, yeah. But if they're supporting an infantry unit, the High Elves don't have good answers against Bull Centaurs, aside from, shooting, obviously, which you didn't really have. Like archers, things like that. Like they'll trade into the Silver Helms, the Narnia Lions, the White Lions of Grace, those sort of things. Yeah, they can do some work. The Fireglaves were absolute Giga Chads. I really like them. Really like them. 1500 could be fair? Maybe. Yeah, Chaos Dwarves are a good... I think they're decent. I think they're like a mid-tier faction. Players who I'm trying to practice them a lot because I want to learn the nitty-gritty of like every matchup so I can start like really having success with them. They're not easy to just pick up and play, but very rewarding, very fun to play. How's Empire doing this season, by the way? Empire's sitting at 51% win rate. That's cool. The worst faction right now apparently is Warriors of Chaos, which is weird. I don't know why Tzeentch has such a low win rate. Tzeentch is a freaking powerhouse of a faction. I think just good players aren't playing a lot of Tzeentch. I'm late to the party. Hey, welcome. Yeah, we have one more regular round. Unfortunately, I won't make top 4. We did make top 4 with Chaos Dwarves several times this season. We've made it, I think, 3 times, but unfortunately we ended up losing in the semis and the finals, respectively. So, you know, the poor Dowizar have come close, but not quite there. Just needs to make a deal with Robot. I know, I need Astrogoth to make me some robot hands, dude. All right, let's see what's cracking. Tournaments. I got to talk to the developers, guys, see when we're going to get Total Tavern updated. There's a lot I want to do on the website, for sure. A lot of cool features I want to implement. Maybe someday. I would like to have a leaderboard for Conquest Mode, too. I think that'd be really cool to kind of bridge the gap between the land battle and domination communities, to have it like a real cool focal point where everybody can have their events and stuff. Chaos Dwarves are still playing, B6 is still playing, and that game is still playing as well. All right, so we made a build against the Empire, right? We made a build here. I think it's pretty good. I think that build is pretty solid. And then who else do we need to make a build against? Dwarves is tricky. Yeah, like Chaos Dwarves usually get wrecked by Dwarves. It's not in tabletop, but in this game, yeah, absolutely. So I think the chaff-centric builds are good. I really liked the Foot character, like the Foot Prophet with Searing Doom felt really strong. So Sorcerer Prophet of Metal with Searing Doom is so good against Dwarves. Plague of Rust is alright. You can bring it, but you don't need any of those. You don't need any of these. And yeah, so just like 1,000 gold, cheap bare bones. Definitely want to go with Triple Skirmisher just to get the objectives before the Dwarves can waddle up and get them, which I think is going to be very nice. Aside from that, blasting charges are a problem. In reserve, I'm a big enjoyer of the dual weapon bull centaurs. They're very, very nice. Also, it depends on the map though, because if you're on a map where there's like you can get some magma cannons are very good against dwarves if you can range their cannons. So on a big map where you can have them really deep in there, they can do some incredibly solid work. For the rest of the builds, do we want to start with like Hashut Stark Ravagers and just have like an absolute murder hobo of like an anti-infantry unit on the field? I feel like that's not a bad idea. And then we can get some Chorf Warriors with great weapons. I'm often an enjoyer of mixing in like a couple sleeper elite units here and just kind of having them work the side angles. Yeah, that can do some work. Also, a couple stealth gobos I think are good for like ambushing, like, you can Vanguard and do some pressure with them, although maybe just one is going to be fine. Yeah, you got to max out on these. Iron Demon is good here. Skullcracker is good. I like Iron Demon more because it the shooting attack, I think, makes up for the damage difference in melee with the other one. So the one problem we have here is gyrocopter cheese. So we need to come up with something to deal with gyrocopters, and probably what that's going to entail is going to be Fireglaves. So let's cut you. Fireglaves can keep the gyros honest. They're not great in the dwarf matchup in general, but they could do a little bit of work. We probably only need 2 of those. We can call in a cheap bull just to chase down like a gyrocopter, although it's so cost ineffective to do that, right? Maybe like a Deathshrieker in reserve. Like a single Deathshrieker just to snipe. God, it feels so bad bringing that entire piece just to deal with the gyro, right? Blunderbusses are alright, but their range is really short. But you can call in a blunderbuss against dwarves. It can definitely do some work. And then do we get another blunderbuss? Or do we get the Blazing Beards of Asherik? Maybe another great weapon. Cut you. Get these guys. Yeah, I like this build. So, Chaos Dwarves against Dwarves. Chaos Dwarves versus Dwarves. I think that's pretty solid. Would you ever consider a basic Dom guide to show new players? Yeah, I probably should. I've been wanting to do that forever. Okay, let me check here. Oh, something's looking funky on the website here. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. Let's check in here to see some admin fun times. And where are we at? Outstanding, outstanding. Would a Demon Smith counter them fast enough? Counter what? So sad we never see Infernal Castellans. I do use them. I used to use Infernal Castellans when Dragon Meta was more popular with elves, but because they're cheap, they have good AP, they can fight on the ground effectively, and I think you could actually use Infernal Castellans against both High Elves as well as Dark Elves, because they're anti-large halberds and their guns are pretty good against monsters. I do think that they're actually decent at giving you staying power on an objective, so I do think you can use them. Against the dwarves, it would be kind of stupid because you're paying for anti-large, right? But here, you know, I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, one sec, guys. Perfect, perfect. Okay, some admin work there, and we are all set. Outstanding. Next round should be up, and we will close out with the mighty Chaos Dwarfs, a thunderous W, hopefully. As long as we go 50-50, I'm always pretty happy. 1 and 3 would be a sad day. So we're going to fight as hard as we can to not let that happen. Navigator and Revan are still playing, so the other Chaos Dwarf players still duking it out. Wondering if your hero with the gun could snipe gyros. Yeah, you arguably could, you know, bring the Castellan, but he's not cheap, you know. Like, he's pretty pricey. Although if you just bring him with the Lifebane Blade, he's, what, 800? Respectable fighter with AP. Against dwarves, the problem is dwarves love their hero squads, right? They like to bring, like, Felix and Gotrek, and then he would just get smashed. So you would need to, like, if you wanted to play the hero fighting game, you would need to, like, go with the final transmutation caster and, like, play that whole gambit there. The Infernal Guard do work, though. If they don't get caught by Doomseekers, they'll do a ton of work. I think this build on the right map could fight dwarves. On open field, it could be tough. Yeah, the Castellans aren't bad. I used to use them all the time with Chaos Dwarves. I haven't used them too much lately. I have not used them too much lately. Drazhoath against dwarves is fine. I prefer to go cheaper with the Sorcerer Prophet, because Searing Doom is better than Flames of Asgore, because you're mainly going to be Searing Dooming like blasting charges and rangers and like cheap units. Flames of Asgore I think is better when you're facing more expensive things like Elven tier troopers, like White Lines of Krace, you know, those type of things. So I think Searing Doom is probably better here. I think it's probably a little bit better. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, just checking on the website, making sure everything's looking good and nothing's exploding and falling apart. Because that would be tough. That would be very, very tough indeed. And I think we're okay. Good. Refreshing the stats. Damn, that Chaos Dwarf guy's having a duel of fates with his buddy. Those games are going long. Double Castellan, double Destroyer build. This is the new meta. Okay. I mean, you can only bring one Destroyer, which is the problem. As far as, like, Destroyers go. Demon Stung is also something that may be worth mixing in. Because Demon Stung can, like, knock people off objectives, like, instantly. It causes terror, and it discourages leadership by, you know, -8, right? Which is very good. It's expensive, though. 1,700 is pricey. And it has the same amount of HP as a regular Iron Demon, so if it gets cheesed out, you're going to be very far behind. Kadai Fireborn are extremely good against Nurgle, in my opinion. So if you're playing against Nurgle, I think you can have a lot of success with the Fireborn. But in other matchups, the Bull Centaurs just have, you know, 2,000 more HP, missile resist to boot, right? So Kadai are niche against demons. Otherwise, I think Bull Centaurs are better. But against demon factions like Nurgle and sometimes against Khorne, the Kadai Fireborn are amazing, right? Because they have magic damage and fire res. And if you look at some of the Khornate units, for example, I don't think Fleshhounds do fire. They do magic, but they do have some fire damage, right? You can see the Bloodthirsters do fire damage. The Bloodletters do fire damage. So that's going to be 35% damage mitigation against the Bloodletter units, or at least the Exalted ones. So yeah, there's stuff that they're good at. There's definitely stuff they're good at. Yeah. Yeah, we have at least 3 more games today. We have this, and then we have the semis and the grand finals, which I'll be casting as long as Maverick Sloth is okay with that. I have to check. It's his tournament, so I don't want to be stepping on toes if he's like trying to cast it or something. Okay. Refreshing. Yes, and we are about to get onto our next round. Right on, right on. Yeah, also Kadai are very good against undead, correct. Vampire counts, I'm a huge fan of Kadai Fireborn. The Destroyer, unfortunately, is still just crap, I think. I don't think it's going to be good. But, yeah, it's cool. Unfortunately, the Kadai... I mean, the one thing about the Kadai is against, like, Hiles, for example, is they really struggle to kill it. So if you just have it, like, parked on an objective somewhere, it's going to probably hold that one down. Yeah, it's going to give him a lot of grief for sure. All right, let's see who our next opponent is. And we have... Oh, we're playing the tournament host. It's crazy. Even though we're like 1 and 2, we're playing an extremely strong player. Just goes to show. Yeah, here he comes, the tournament host himself. And I wanted to practice this matchup too. I assume he's playing Khorne. I'm not sure. Twilight Forest. What the hell is that map? I haven't played that one in ages. Is this what I think it is? Oh my god. Okay, so we're playing Twilight Forest, which is like... Is this the map I'm thinking of? Like the old school one? Yeah, this is the one that's like extremely woodland, right? Yeah, all right. Is he playing Khorne today? Yeah, he is. Okay. I don't know if I have a build for Khorne yet. We're going to make one though. All right, let's see how it's going to go. Do I have a build for Khorne? I do not. Okay. I do not have one for the old Khorne dogs. It's a... What does this map look like? I can't remember. Is it... There's like a hill in the middle? Okay, he's on Khorne, yeah. That's fun. Kadai will wreck anything with regen, so probably nice versus trolls, yeah. Yeah? I hear you on that. Okay, so choices, choices, choices. How are we going to do it, Precious? Let's get you. And get that. And then for our disappearing act for the day, do a little bit of this. Now, against the Khorne dogs, what are the Khorne dogs going to be doing, huh? They're going to be up to no good in the neighborhood, I'm sure. Khorne for the Khorne god, yeah. Khorne's good. Barely any woods. It's very open. Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. It's got 3 circular objectives in a row. So there's one in the middle. Do I have a home objective on this map? That's what I'm curious about here. We're gonna try something a little bit funky since we don't... At this point, it doesn't matter if we lose, right? We're in the pits already. So we don't mind too much about that. All right. So what are we gonna do? This map is older than Earth itself. Yeah, it could be. Choices. No home point? Okay. It's just line points, like going down. Okay, got it. Thank you, LBO. Appreciate it, man. This is where I really want to bring the power fantasy, just like bringing the Kadai Destroyer, but I just feel like that's such jank, you know? I feel like that's going to be such jank. Obviously, it's going to be Valkia probably, so that's fine. I'm ready for the Valkia. Okay, let's do this. And then we can bring a couple of you guys in as well. Yes. And then I think we bring this. That thing does some pretty damn good damage. Oh yeah, that's actually a cool tech. Does that give them... Yeah. I dig it. All right. Getting 0 home point maps. Host hates the Dowie, confirmed. Yeah. Home point maps are really good for Chaos Dwarves. Like, I legit think that 2 of the games we played that we lost today, I think we would have won both of them if we had a home point. The fact that they're Itza style maps is really, really bad for dwarves in general. Chaos Dwarves and regular dwarves. You can still win, of course. It's just harder. All right. So what else do we want to bring here in this matchup? I think these guys are super cool. We are going to want to bring you. Yeah. The one thing that's a little scary are Minotaurs with great weapons here, right? The Minotaurs are very, very frightening. They can do some work indeed. All right. And now for our next disappearing act, what will we bring? I feel like that's not very good. We're gonna cut that. We gotta like not lean. This map, you said this map has a lot of hills? Yeah, it has a lot of hills, like a lot of line of sight blocking in general, like all over, or is there some open space as well? I wish I knew the map. Yes, I think that's still necessary. And then cheap, crappy units. Is there anything we want to bring here? Probably not, because Khorne is so good at just killing, like, cheap units. They're so good at it. All right, I think I'm ready. This build is very weird, but it could also be MLG. We'll have to see how good it's going to fare here. All right, good luck. Have fun to my opponent, man. Saw the first part of Arcane Season 2. You thought it fell off, huh? I've heard good things about it. Yeah, I've heard good things about it. I think for the next tournament, I've been playing a lot of Chaos Dwarves, and I don't want to bore you guys with them, so I'll probably do a like, I don't know, either Empire or one of my Chaos factions that I like playing. I'm thinking of Nurgle again. I want to try Rot Knights out. Nurgle is so freaking good too. Like, if you know what you're doing with Nurgle, man, they're so solid. Nurgle would be fun. Sorry, I know there's some elf enjoyers in chat. I personally just don't enjoy playing elves at all. I really just don't like elf factions. Nurgle would be fun. Tzeentch, you know, Tzeentch would be cool. Lizardmen, I do owe you guys a lizard game too, so playing some dinosaurs could be fun, yeah. Nurgle, I've had the most tournament wins with Nurgle. I think I've won maybe 7 or 8 tournaments with Nurgle in Warhammer 3. They're for sure my most successful faction. They're so good at just unga bunga on the objectives, and they've only gotten more good units. Skaven, oh god, Skaven are such suffering. Yeah, Lizardmen would be fine. Lizardmen would be fine. I'll probably host one on Thursday. Yeah. I love playing Chorfs, though. They're my favorite, hands down. If I could just play only Chorfs these days, I would do it. Okay. I got this map. Yeah, I got you. All right. Thank you. Okay, this map, shooting would definitely not be useless on this map. Dude, I brought you guys the coolest build. Now, there are some elements which you might perceive as a meme build, like the Immortals, but they're so freaking cool. Magic damage, yeah, anti-infantry, so it should be pretty good against Khorne troops. Astrogoth is the auto-take in this matchup because of the prevalence of Valkia. You got to bring Astrogoth. And then we brought the Hashut's Dark Ravagers, too. The blocker's gone. You're good, right? It's gone. Yeah. I don't know, what kind of... If I wanted to get this skin tone in tabletop, I'd probably have to do like, yeah, that's like Dark Reaper. That would be like a gray base with Dark Reaper Dry Brush probably. Astrogoth just has like the Chaos Dwarves. I always like struggle to paint the skin on the Chaos Dwarves because some of them have like gray skin, but some of them are like normal. They have like regular humanoid skin. It's weird. We're gonna go take the high ground, Anakin. All right, I have the high ground, Anakin. Ah, an Exalted Bloodthirster. Okay, that's cool. That's different. Well, I mean, I have tools against it. I have Astrogoth can fight it. I have Fireglaves. And what's the rest of the army? Oh, double biggin. Okay, that's fine. Not too worried about these guys. I mean, Astro Chad is... These are, what? They're generalist fighters, but the second one is anti-large, right? I'm really sad I didn't bring my Death Streak now, by the way. I'm very, very upset about that. Super mad. Okay. For Colin's definitely going to be the Bull Centaurs. The Renders to deal with these guys. And if he wants to fly in and give me some free damage, I'm more than happy to take it. Take Fire at Will off so I don't waste the ammo. And you guys can just start waddling towards the middle, although we need to get to the high ground. What are these going to be? Are those Fleshhounds? Yeah, they're Fleshhounds, okay. Yeah, so we need anti-large Bull Centaur, boys. That's going to be the play. All right, so we've taken this. And we're going to send the Bull Centaurs down there, although they could just go fight those Fleshhounds, I think, if he wants to. Yeah, I think that's all right. And then we're going to park up on the hill. We're going to take the fight for a second, if he wants to. I'm going to shoot you with arrows, too. I think my Hashut's Dark Ravagers will win that fight. We can shoot these guys, and yeah, we're going to get a pick already, right? So those Fleshhounds of Khorne are just getting mulched, which is awesome. A little bit of lag there, but it's all good. We do manage to Daka those hounds down, and did we get the Fleshhounds offline? I think so. Astro Chad's going to go help out. And we need to get these Fireglaves to start shooting at the Lord here and pull you away, right? Because that's going to be very, very precarious. Okay, so we got him disintegrating. I love it. And now in the meantime, let's just start shooting at the Furies here. Put Fire at Will on, and Astro Chad's going to run in, and we need to get back, like, right now, like 5 minutes ago, right? All right, so the Immortals, let's get them piling in to help. So we're going to get those guys in here to help out. Astro Chad's going to keep fighting for a second. We're going to pop the Black Hammer of Hashut, but also run away a little bit. And see what kind of work we can get done against these guys. All right, so the Bull Centaurs can attack the Furies here. You guys can attack these ones. And Astro Chad just needs to retreat. We just need a value trade. The backside objective pretty well defended, but let's just focus on not, like, losing everything here, if that is at all possible. All right, so Deathbringer is active. Fireglaves are going to shoot here. Let's get the Bull Centaurs going after you as well. And hopefully Astro Chad can hold. In the meantime, let's pop the Flamestorm on their face. Kite you guys back a little bit. And maybe we can return the favor on this Greater Demon. Maybe we can. All right, so you're going to retreat back. Let's have you guys do this. And do we have any Collins around here? Man, the Collins are far away. All right, how's Astro Chad doing? We have the Bull Centaur renders in there, right? And we see the Exalted Demon kind of getting worn down a little bit, which is great. Hashut Stark Ravager should be able to come back there and deal with that. Let's get another Fireglaive coming up and have them waddle up towards the hill. Astro Chad's doing really good, and we have the Immortals in there providing fire support too, which is super heavy metal, or excuse me, melee support. Let's get these Furies here, just kind of keep kiting these back. Let's get you to shoot here, and unfortunately he is going to get some Marauders on me, and there's not much I can do about it, but you can see Astro Chad is taking down that Exalted Demon very well with the Bull Centaur renders. Dude, Astro Chad is such a Chad. Oh, dude, he's awesome. All right, so the Hashut Stark Ravagers, we can now peel over here maybe, although we need to probably finish this unit off. Let's run up this way. We can start pressing the middle a little bit, like just move in some units preemptively. Astro Chad has almost gotten that demon down, so now we're going to work on this big demon. And we need to get the reinforcements up here, stabilize a little bit. Let's get these Fireglaives going, and cool. So we're going to shoot you. We're going to shoot you here, and get the Bull Centaur renders with the great weapons to go after the big Exalted Bloodthirster. Astrogoth is an absolute beast. He's fighting well. We do have the fire support coming in, so maybe he's going to win that. Do we have the Black Hammer of Hashut? We do not. We do not at the moment. So let's go ahead and use the Flamestorm to try and knock these guys off. Yeah, just a little bit of that. And you guys can fight here, pull back. Yeah, because he's trying to charge us, so we want to retreat. And did we get the Greater Demon down? Not quite. The Immortals are still fighting, though. They're still doing great. We probably need to pull Astro back. You know, be a little bit careful. The Fireglaives are now free, so we're going to shoot here. And yeah, these Fireglaives can shoot these guys. Let's pull around this way. And let's go ahead and just do a little bit of sneaky gets on that. And maybe he won't be paying attention. Who knows? So Astro Chad is going to be fleeing a little bit because he's fighting a hard fight. The Immortals and company have been able to win. They've been doing very well. In the meantime, Skirmishers coming around. Anti-large boys. Let's get them on these. Let's pull you back. And maybe we can stabilize you there. Let's get these Skirmishers to move in. His Lord is like very, very close to dying here. It's in bad shape. It's in very, very bad shape at the moment. We're going to try and stabilize Astrogoth by charging in there. Great. So now these Fireglaives can move up. We do have a little bit of action on the objectives, but it's very tertiary. It's not a whole lot. And let's start moving you towards the middle. All right, so they're going to start waddling towards the middle. Let's have you shoot here, and Astrogoth can move out of the trees. Hopefully we can take down these Fleshhounds here, and are we in danger of losing this objective is the question. We need to move you up. And I brought Iron Demons with Hellbound, actually. So they have Hellbound, which is going to be really cool. That's going to give them magic damage. So that's very, very cool tech, in my opinion. But maybe he steals that objective from me. But we're like, you know, not too far behind on the points right now. We're going to move those guys, the Immortals, actually just start bashing these Warriors probably. So let's bash those Warriors. Start shooting at you. The Fireglaives here are holding well, but let's do a Flamestorm. Probably just cook those Skirmishers there, if possible. Yeah, that's going to be the play. All right, so we have the big Pain Train coming in. I'm hoping it'll be able to do something, and maybe those little gremlins will be able to steal that objective. I feel like we're ahead. You know, it feels like we're ahead, but I don't know if we truly are. You know, it's one of those weird situations. So the Fireglaives are going to easily be able to fend off the Hound units. We have the Greater Demon here, who's causing havoc for us. We do get the Pain Train through, and the Immortals were able to clean those guys out, so let's pull you back. And now we need to get some Skirmishers up here. And what is being sent in there? Is it a Fleshhound unit? Oh, it's just a Bloodletter. Okay, we have time then. We got plenty of time to work with. You guys shoot here, and in the meantime, you guys form ranks. Form ranks there. Astrogoth get in the trees. Immortals head to the objective. You guys head to this objective. All right, so I think we're still hanging in there. We're doing all right. Let's pull you back. The Immortals are going to get onto the point with a little bit of support. We also get the Fireglaives up on the point too, so shoot and shoot. And Astro Chad's going to head to the middle now. Other call-ins that we have that would be useful. I mean, we got to just probably wait. Let's get Hashut Stark Ravagers online. And great, so all these guys are here. Yeah, we got a lot of capture weight on the point. The Bloodletters, we're going to start shooting them. And I could probably take the Iron Demon over there to deal with those. I don't know how we're doing on time, but the Greater Demon here is getting smashed up a little bit. You can see like all of his Greater Demon boys are in very bad shape right now. So I think we're doing good. We need to counter that Bloodletter, so I'm going to go send the Iron Demon over there to counter it. And the Immortals are just Giga Chad holding wherever they are, right? They're doing awesome work. Is it time to call in another Elite Infantry unit is the question. All right, so the Greater Demon here is almost dead. Astro Chad might be able to polish him off. These are what, just regular warriors here? All right, so we're going to pop that. We're going to call in another Iron Demon. We're going to roll that thing up to the middle. And the Iron Demon here is going to go full speed ahead. Let's keep running from you. And let's get these skirmishers back. Yes. Get the Iron Demon to go down the pipe here. You guys shoot him. And it looks like Chad has soloed the Greater Demon. Nice. Okay. This is a good game, though. I mean, this is one of our better Khorne players in the community. So if I can, come close to winning this or win it, I'm going to be extremely happy. All right, so high ground objective is going good. The Greater Demon has used his Deathbringer, so he's looking mighty scary. We're going to try and flee here. Yeah, all right. So that one beast is down. Let's go ahead and unsummon you Fireglaves. Get them back in the pool. And now we need to probably keep you to guard this and rotate to the middle. We have the big Pain Train coming, and the 2 skirmishers are going to go chase down his skirmishers, hopefully. And have we gotten the big demon? Is it almost dead? Yeah, let's shoot him with the train, because the train actually does magic damage, so... Who would have thought the frickin' Immortals would be good here, right? Like, they're crushing it, dude. All these Khorne infantry are really having a bad time. And the Fireglaves are good enough to hold that objective, I think. They're going to be fine, right? We have this here. The Greater Demon is almost dead. He's literally at, like, 1%. It's fine. So he's going to be a non-factor for the rest of this game. So I think we can unsummon the Hashut Stark Ravagers and call in a Kadai Fireborn here. Because he's calling in Bloodletters, right? And they get hard countered by our boys. Yeah, so this is good, man. Good tourney today. Like, we've played killers every single game. We haven't had, like, any easy opponents. Very happy with the performances. All right, so how are we looking here? Yeah, let's charge in with the train. Middle's going to be ours. Let's run you over here. Have you go chase these guys down. The middle is ours. We got the Fire Chads up on the high ground here. The Hobo Riders, we want to go chasing. The Iron Demon is just kind of shooting these guys and keeping them honest. Let's move you up on the point. Pull back this way. What are those going to be? Corn Dogs or Fleshhounds? We can just win on probably 2 here. But let's get our Immortals in here. These are Exalted Bloodletters, but Immortals are actually magic damage units who have fire resistance, so they're going to counter these guys pretty effectively. Fireglaves are just chilling, and we have Kadai coming in too. Not too worried, because we could just win on 2 points, right? Yeah, so we're going to consolidate on 2 points now and stop playing all 3. I got to like kind of take some of the lessons today, to heart. So let's get those Fleshhounds. You guys retreat this way. Let's get this. His Greater Demon's cowering on the back of the map, so we don't have to worry about that. And, yeah, Fireglaves are chilling there. I think this is just GG. I think we got this. Let's get the Doggos to charge in. Dude, I love Iron Demons. They're so cool in tabletop, too. You can see, the Immortals. Yes, dude. How cool are these Dowies are. Look at them, man. Magic damage, anti-infantry, just cutting through Khorne Demons. Oh, it's so metal. GG, baby! That's a good one to end it on. Oh, it's Pwn Dog. How you doing, Pwn? Yeah, all right. So Astro Chad was a carry. Dude, who would have thought the Immortals would do work? Yeah, dominating the objectives. Fireglaves were great as always. Hashut Stark Ravagers did okay. Other Fireglaves were good. Bull Centaurs did good. And the Iron Demons were, still had a lot to do. Yeah, different. He was trying to catch me off guard, right? Because he probably knew I was expecting Valkia, so he did something different. Yeah. I'll take it. That was a fun game. Yeah, fun game, fun tourney. Astrogoth rules, man. He's awesome. He's really good against Khorne because he's really stalwart. He's a good fighter, and he can hold his own against the demons. And he can also beat Valkia, who's very meta. Valkia is the meta choice in that matchup. So, yeah, he can hang. I actually low-key kind of liked that build. Like, I brought it as a bit of a meme at first. Not meme, but I wanted to experiment with these units, but I actually felt like that build was good. So let's do Chaos Dwarves versus Khorne. Yeah, that was heavy metal. Bloodthirsters are decent, but I have a lot of shooting and resilient units for sure. Yeah, GG. We dreaded 1 and 3. We've all been there. Okay, just talking to the tournament host here. Okay, cool. So I have permission to cast, which is good. I didn't want to step on anybody's toes because we do have several other great domination casters out there. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Really, really, really good matches today. Every game has been sweaty. Every game has been pretty close. The Chaos Dwarf mirror match was ironically very fun. I will be doing Age of Empires 4. I'm actually thinking about doing that tomorrow. We'll see. But I do want to get back into it. I've been getting the itch. And even if I'm not playing it now, when it does get an update, we will be doing it. So. Okay, perfect. Permission to cast confirmed. That's right. All right, so we report that. It's going to be Chaos Dwarves versus Khorne. Okay, so how's that looking at? Chaos Dwarves versus Khorne. Looks fine and all good. Just not my game to I get you, Maverick Sloth. Don't worry about it, man. Everybody has the dreaded 1 in 3 days. I'm just happy we broke even. Faction Wars this weekend? I'm not sure. I'm going to maybe play in a tabletop tournament this weekend. But on the 23rd of this month, we're going to have the season finals for Total Tavern. The previous season. So it's going to be the top 16 players in the world duking it out. So that is going to be the sweatiest of the sweat. It's going to be really fun. So that's a major tournament. Major tournaments are faction wars are definitely in the category, but the major tournaments are really the true ones. Are the Creative Assembly official events because they have open qualifiers and it attracts the biggest prize pool, and also the season finals we run for Total Tavern. They usually have between $500 to $1,000 in cash prize. So those are like the biggest events in the Total War multiplayer, probably in terms of just pure money and kind of stake and all that. Remember the last time a giant monster was taken down by simple arrows in any fantasy? I mean, oh, you're talking about fantasy games? Yeah. Yeah. Well, Fireglaves make sense. They have powder weaponry, so it makes sense that they would pound down a big monster. God, yeah. Let's see here. You know, I was kind of thinking about doing a head-to-head campaign. I was going to hit up old Pwn Dog and see if you guys would be interested in some head-to-head action. Lag is always an issue, though, you know? It's always an issue. Wow, we actually got reasonably close to top 4. Even with our record. That's funny. No, there's still some games to be finished, though. Yeah, the Kadai is always a bummer. The Kadai Destroyer, that is. It's a shame. I'm trying to think where he would be good. So the one situation in which I might use a Kadai Destroyer is on an objective where you have a home objective and the fighting is really only going to be taking place on a middle objective. That would probably be the only way I would play that. Try the VPN workaround for campaign. Maybe we will. Head-to-head, you said? You guys want it? You want the head-to-head campaign? That's right. Pwn says we're gonna run a strip tournament where the loser has to lose an article of clothing, and it's only Pwn and I with webcams on, so you guys have to suffer. Been a while since I've showed. Oh, don't worry, dude. Yeah, Maverick, you were probably trying something different, right? Because you usually bring Valkia against my Chaos Dwarves. So you were just experimenting, dude. Don't stress it. Everyone has bad days. I mean, I lost 2 painfully close games earlier. And it's like, that's the difference. If I win one of those, we're in the top 4, you know? It's like, hey, everyone has their painful moments. I'm just happy the Immortals performed. That's what I'm happy about. That these little Giga Chads. What do they even have? Okay. So if their hit points are greater than 75%, they can't lose models. That's so badass. Awesome. And they also get vigor. Oh, that's so rad. Fire resist. What is their bonus for infantry? 14. That's very respectable, actually. They're very good against demons because these guys will beat any Khorne infantry in the game, and they'll also hold well 10,000 HP. A head-to-head campaign. Pwn and I have not played a campaign in ages. I haven't played a Total War campaign in probably over 1.5 years, 2 years. Let's go look. I would be down though. I think it'd be fun. Like if we could get a 4-player one with like turn timers, so it's extremely fast turns. I think that could be interesting. I would definitely play Chaos Dwarves. The Dowies are. Oh. Let's see where they start on the map. Okay. So Drazhoath is like, yeah, he's in the desolation over there. Where do we have dwarves? So Drazhoath would be here. Dwarves are over here, right? So they're pretty close. But I know Pone doesn't like dwarves. Prof, who would you want to play? Would you want to play like Grand Cathay or something? Because we could do like Cathay versus Chaos Dwarves. I could play Zoltor, Zaytan, and like come down and attack Cathay, which could be kind of fun. I think my last game played was me versus Turin Battlesea versus... Oh yeah, that was me and Professor Pone versus Battlesea and Okoye in a head-to-head campaign. We beat them, right? I think we did. That was where, yeah, Battlesea was playing Vlad. No, not Vlad. Was it Vlad? No, it was Manfred. And I was the bald man. I think. Can the custom maps be used in campaign head-to-head? No, they can't. It'd be cool if you had domination battles in campaign. Like, that's how you decide the battles. That'd be fun. Yeah, who would you want to play, Pone? Do you remember playing against Italian Spartacus and you usurped the X him with the meme chariot armies? Dude, that is probably my all-time... One of my all-time favorite experiences I've ever had on YouTube was that video. But sadly, he doesn't enjoy playing with me anymore. I don't think so. I would love to play more with him, but yeah, he doesn't. He's hard to get a hold of nowadays, unfortunately. He has forsaken me. A 2v2. Yeah, I thought the last one we played, you were Eshin. Were you Eshin? Yeah, you were Eshin and I was Empire, was it? Really? Astrogoth versus Grimgor steel chair match. That would be fun too. What does Zaytan even do? Okay, he gets more convoys. Ooh, cheaper artillery and war machines. Oh, dude, talk dirty. Casualties captured post-battle, local recruitment capacity, and sadistic scenario. He's got that. What are his starting units? He starts with a Deathreaker. That's all right. Who has the best starting army? Honestly, probably this one. The Deathreaker is really good. That's going to turn a lot of early battles. Oh, that one, Pone. I can't. Dude, that laugh is evil as hell, dude. Yeah, we'd have to figure it out. Let's see what Pone Dog wants to play, and then we'll figure something. All right, so let's see how we're looking. Do we have the grand finals or semifinals? One game yet to go. Okay. Outstanding. So we will do it to it. I'm a Zaytan enjoyer. Yeah, I haven't really played much campaign with Chaos Dwarves. I played like 10, 15 turns, but... So I don't know how their system works. Where it even starts. What it even does. I think it'd be fun to do a 2v2. If we could get like... What two Chaos Dwarves start close together? We could do Astrogoth and Drazhoath. Although in lore, they're not buddies. Because Astrogoth actually exiled Drazhoath. He exiled him in the lore and banished him, basically. Although I'm sure they've kissed and made up, but... you could do these two Chaos Dwarves, and then, like, who would be in this area in between that could, like, fight them? That would actually be fun. You could do the Greenskins versus the Chaos Dwarves, and, like, have, like, the Rebellion. Yeah, so Grimgor is there. Ooh, hold up. So Grimgor is there, but also we got Skarsnik here. So we would have Grimgor Ironhide and Skarsnik, or Grimgor and Azag, the two orcs, because they're like right here and right here, right? And then you have the Chaos Dwarves. The only thing is, like, if the two orc players bum rushed Astrogoth, he would lose, because Drazhoath is too far away to help, is my only concern. Zaytan is maybe closer. Like, Zoltor could expand west and maybe connect with Astrogoth, which could be interesting. Can I join and bully? How dare you, Dreaded Saurian? How dare you? Nobody bullies Pone. He's a Dark Lord, man. He's never lost a game of Warhammer. Yeah, let me think about it. I'm not sure if we're going to do it, but just kind of exploring ideas. Other fun ideas. Warriors of Chaos are just stupidly OP in head-to-head campaigns because they just, like, are rats that are impossible to kill. We could do a Skaven. Tomb Kings are always fun. Like, Empire... I love playing Empire campaign. Empire campaign is fun. I would be down to play like Franz. We could do like Franz and Elspeth would be a pretty sweet power couple there, and they could face off against like any number of the characters nearby. Like we could do a Vampire Wars. So where are the vampires? God damn it! Where are you guys? Jesus. Getting old. Yeah, Isabella and Vlad, can you do them in a head-to-head? They start in the same spots. I don't think so, right? You could do Kemmler and Vlad, because they surround the Empire, so they could, like, collapse on either side. I don't know how to campaign. Neither do I, Pwn, honestly. I don't remember anything about campaign. It would be fun, though. Conquest of 8 Peaks. I like that idea. Conquest for 8 Peaks, Skarsnik, Queek, and Belagar. And the first one to get there and hold it. If we do 1v1, we can do our Franz versus Isabel. Oh, yeah, that would be bad, dude. Oh, yeah. I remember that was, like, the most busted thing. You had, like, 50 heroes, and I was just running, like, oh, God. Yeah, that was hilarious, dude. Those were good times. Those were good times indeed. Baldy has such a bad location for vampire counts now, down in the desert. Yeah. I would be down for a Conquest of 8 Peaks, actually. I think that's fun, because it has a very concise victory condition. Yeah, Belagar. He's always rough to play. I'd probably end up playing Belagar, though. I don't know. And then we could see who gets Carrick 8 Peaks first. And, I mean, how long do we have to hold Carrick 8 Peaks for? Maybe like 10 turns or something? If you feel Chorfs is too strong, house rule it. He does stuff like Chariots only turn 10 plus. Oh, I don't think Chorfs are... Dude, I don't know anything about campaign balance, dude. I know there's a YouTube channel, you guys would probably know it, that does campaign, like competitive campaign stuff, which is really cool. I've seen a couple of their videos. Queek. Yeah, Queek needs to bum rush north and get Carrick 8 Peaks. It's pretty awesome, man. It's wild, you know, I only do multiplayer, so I forget there's this other part of the game, which is literally like what the game was designed for. Alright, so let's see what's cracking. Alright. And we have our top 4, so it's going to be Barce, Anime, Martin, and Attack Speed Enjoyer. So we will get the top 4 set up, and I will be casting now. So just waiting for the host to update the top 4, and then I will reach out to the players and cast that. No, not Legend of Total War. He plays single player. He's not playing versus other players. I'm talking about... there's a YouTube channel that does like head-to-head multiplayer campaigns. I think it's more Warpstone is what it's called. Yeah, something like that. That sounds familiar. Queek is fun. Yeah. Yeah, the Kislev area could be fun. There's definitely a lot of action you could do up there. Norska. If we really want to suffer, we could play Norska. Oh, that save file, I just jumped in for like literally like it's 5 months old, but I only played like 15 turns. I was literally just fast forwarding and kind of exploring for fun. It's something Warpstone is the name of their channel. It's good. It's good stuff. They do like edited head-to-head campaigns, and they have like tier lists for like the strongest multiplayer stuff. It's like they get really into it, which is awesome. I don't know the guys though. All right, so let's do Via Anime versus Martin. Lobby code, please. Thank you. And great. We are good to go. There's campaign and campaign players. There's multiplayer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, most people probably don't even know there's a... outside, I mean, of course, it does exist on YouTube, and CA has pushed a lot of official multiplayer events. Okay, let's do that. All right, so we're going to do Via Anime's game. I don't know what they're playing, but we're going to find out. The Mighty Rat Clan is here. And should be loading into the game. What's the password here? Uno, dos, tres. Let's see if it connects. Connection timed out. How dare they? All right. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Croesus needs assisted living in a scooter. He has that, basically. Oh, Skaven. Nice. We had Skaven in top 4. That's fun. And, very cool. Let's see what's cracking here. Looking fine. It's old turn. It was best and you wanted to try it, so I had... Yeah, no, it's hard. The hero blob... I think Empire could maybe have a chance against it, though, Pwn, now, if you play Elspeth. Because Elspeth could probably handle that. She would have the magic and also the Jade... or the special units that would probably be really strong there. Epic Synergy does multiplayer campaigns, too. That's fun. Yeah, probably like editing a multiplayer campaign together would be better. I'm not sure. Than live streaming it. Because although live stream is funny to see the suffering happening in real time, you know? Yeah, I think Elspeth Pone could fight that. She's got really, really strong campaign mechanics and really good character sniping, so she'd be good against the Vampire Cheese. Although arguably the Vampire Cheese still might outdo it, but it would be a better chance than Franz, because Franz is just, you know, he's going to get swarmed. Yeah. Yeah, Franz's start is fun. I always am a big enjoyer of playing old Carl. And you were Kislev getting trolled by Archon. Oh yeah, that was a fun one, Pone. I don't think we ever finished that one. That was a good one though. Yeah, maybe when the new update comes out, whenever the new Corn Ogres and Corn and Ogres, who else is it? And Greenskins update comes out, we could do something with that. Like maybe one of us could play like the new Greenskins, and the other one could play Chaos Dwarves or something. That could be fun. An edited multiplayer video might be good to test the waters. I'd be down for that. Yeah. I would be down. So Graveyard of Altdorf. Interesting. This map is very, very... These are some old maps that have not seen play in ages that we're using today. Kind of cool to see them. I actually like that last map. The Twilight Forest was a nice map. That was a good one. Okay, who's his opponent? Martin? Just checking here to see if we have an AFK. All right. And outstanding. Chorus are very strong campaign. Yeah, I bet they are. I mean, the war machines in general seem really good against AI, but against players, yeah. You could probably get some pretty disgusting armies. Like imagine having like a bunch of upgraded artillery and just like en masse Infernal Guard Fireglaves. You think they're going to up Bloodthirsters with the DLC? I don't know. I don't think so, actually. I don't know. Bloodthirsters aren't like awful. They're just like very niche. They're pretty damn scary assassins and tanky, relatively tanky too. But they can't hold a candle to like things like, you know, the Tzeentch Greater Demons or the Nurgle Greater Demons. I think even the Slaanesh Greater Demons are better. They're probably the worst of the Greater Demons. Multiplayer guide for newer players would be great to help bridge the gap. Yeah. I always want to do build guides, but then I'm like, every time I play in a tournament, people are just going to know all my builds. And I'm just going to like, you know, I mean, they can still piece it together by watching old videos, but it's definitely a disadvantage. Copy that. So, by the way, in today's tournament, it's not an SFT once you make it to the semifinals. So now the players are going to be doing a 3x3 system. Out of region. Looks like you fell just short, huh? Did you lose in your force game? Let me see. Did out of region lose? Or did you just not have the tiebreaker? Something like that. Hey, nice job turning the games today. Fun to see you play Chaos Dwarves. You and I have very different styles. Yeah. It was good. Every game was winnable, Hippo, against top tier players. So that's what the good sign was. But just minor corrections and unit call-ins and slight build alterations, and I think we're good. I know you like to use the Bale Taurus character more. I don't enjoy using him too much, but I know they're super strong. But yeah, we'll see. A Swiss SFT? Let me show you. So here we go. Heading on over to TotalTavern.com. And we are going to do a little bit of this. A little razzle dazzle. Okay. So this is a Swiss SFT tournament. On TotalTavern.com, this is the esports website for Total War Warhammer I made. It has leaderboards and stats and Hall of Fames, all sorts of good stuff. You have the description of the tournament here. It has all the maps and the rules and everything that you need to know. Then you go to the brackets, and you'll notice that there's four of these kind of these columns here, right? So each of them is a round. And so you play one round, you play another round, and each round you're going to be matched against somebody who has a similar score to you. And as you win rounds, you play different opponents. So you notice you're not eliminated, right, from the tournament. You keep playing because you can still advance on or win even by going 3-1. You get a score for beating a player, and you can get a maximum of 4 points. At the end of 4 rounds of regulation play, it takes the top 4 players from here and sends them on to a top 4 Duel of Fates. Okay. Now, you might be wondering, well, there's 2 people here who have, 3 wins. How do you determine who goes on? Well, it depends on the tiebreaker. So you take the strength of their opponents. So basically, Martin won 3 games and did lose 1, but the combined score of all of his opponents added up to 10, which means he only played really, really strong opponents, right? So that is the tiebreaker that determines that. And then from there, you go to a top 4 and you play it. So the difference is in Swiss, you're not eliminated until after, the full standard rounds are played out, which is fun. Demons of Chaos. Yeah, Demons of Chaos are very good. They're very strong. I actually really like playing Demons of Chaos with Chaos Dwarves. Like, I feel confident against them. Iron Demons freaking rule against Demons of Chaos. You go Iron Demon with Chaos Dwarves and you Hellforge them. So they get perfect vigor and magic damage. So then you have like magic damage chariots, magic damage shooting. Very, very disruptive. Very disruptive. They can annihilate bloodletters. They can annihilate plague bearers, nurglings, pinks, blues, whatever. It's very cost effective. Yeah. Yeah, Demons of Chaos are good. They're I think one of the best factions in the meta right now. I think they're very good. Hey, Seven, thank you for becoming a channel member, dude. Greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard, and thank you for supporting the channel. As we continue on our merry way on the graveyard of Altdorf, it looks like it's going to be Skaven versus Bretonnia. Is that really the matchup? I don't know if it is. I think it might be a Skaven Bretonnia. That would be really, really cool to see Bretonnia being picked. They're super off meta. You almost never see Bretonnia being used. I think Iron Demons are better than Skullcrackers because, yes, they do slightly less damage on the impact, but the fact that they have shooting gives them exponentially more utility. And sometimes those shooting attacks will just like melt a chaff unit. So Iron Demons are way better than Skullcrackers, just like in Tabletop. In Tabletop, the Iron Demons just massively overshadow the Skullcrackers. Martinius' Demons, yeah. Very cool. And here we go. Bretonnia versus Skaven. This match is going to be nuts. Yeah, it'll be fun. This map is very, very line of sight obstructed, though, so it's probably going to be more of a brawler Skaven build. Like, I would expect, like, Brood Horrors, like that sort of thing to really come in here and party, you know? Yes. Okay. So we have 3 people here. We got Attack Speed Enjoyer, Martin via anime, and I don't know the other player. Yeah, let's take a look here real quick. Yeah, so we have this player who's undefeated, 4-0, and he smoked 4 really good players too. He took out Martin. He took down this player. I don't know who this is. I know these guys, but this player here, I don't know who this is here. Yeah. I suspect it's I suspect it could be a Smurf of some sort. I'm not 100% sure, but it could be. Could be indeed. And let's keep it rolling. We'll keep an eye on things. So there have been people who've been essentially like banned from playing in tournaments because of poor sportsmanship or cheating, and they still, occasionally they'll come in and try and smurf on alternate accounts. You'll just get some players showing up with like no match history winning a tournament, which is fine, because what they're trying to do is qualify for the grand finals, which is where the money is. That's what they're in it for. They don't care about anything else. And of course, you just that's where you catch them when they try and get into the grand finals. You just vet them accordingly, and then you're fine. It's Ninja Hun. Yes, he's returned from the ashes. The Phoenix has risen. Yeah, I remember. When was the last game we had with him? It was in Warhammer 2. It was him and the Everchosen versus Soothsayer, and he lost in round 1. And I remember was not happy about that. I think that was the end of him. Yeah, many moons ago. Man, he was back in Warhammer 1. That's like a lifetime ago, dude. That was like 8 years ago. Bloodletters and Pinks are such a strong combo at the moment. Yeah, it's not bad. Bloodletters are great. How do they cheat in multiplayer? Here's how they cheat. Yeah. So people cheat in multiplayer. There's a couple ways. So it's Norska versus Khorne, actually, guys. Okay, Norska versus Khorne. That's really fun. One way that people cheated historically, there used to be a mod that some guy created that allowed you to look at people's builds. So basically, they would be running a mod in the background of their game, and you could look at your opponent's build before the game. That's one way. That was very hard to catch, but there were people using it. Unfortunately, it's gone now. I'm pretty sure CA has since patched it out, which is good. The other way that people cheat is like dual boxing and smurfing. So basically, you'll get one extremely high level player. Okay, so you'll get one Dark Lord player who's one of the best players in the world, and he will create 3 or 4 Smurf accounts over the course of a season. He'll qualify on 3 or 4 Smurf accounts for a grand finals event, and then when the event comes around, he gets 3 to 4 accounts in the grand finals. And then during the grand finals, what's going to be happening is he will either play the games one at a time and make an excuse on the other account, be like, oh, I need to go take a smoke break, or, you know, my dog did this or whatever. He disappears and he just keeps playing on multiple accounts to have higher likelihood to get an account to the finals and win the money. Or he would qualify 4 accounts and then give them to his friends, and whichever account got the furthest, the strongest player would play on it. So he would just switch onto those accounts and play onto the one that has the best chances. So that was the primary way that people cheat. But it's fine, because we're going to have a no mercy policy. Like if there's any shadiness whatsoever, like you have an account with almost no match history, you show up, win a couple tournaments, like I'm just going to not let you play in the season finals. Like if we can't, like, yeah. It's just going to be no mercy this time around. So if you're listening, Smurfs, there's not any hope. If you've even been suspected of smurfing, or if you have shown any bad behavior, not only in my Discord, but any other Total War Discords, it's just going to be straight up karate chopping. So that's it. That's it. Just no mercy now. So there's not going to be any Smurfs. In the casual tournaments like this, there might be some. It's hard to root them out of that. But when it comes to the big money events, there's not going to be any, if I have anything to say about it. Yeah. How sad. Dude, I know. And like those people didn't even need to do it. That's the shittiest part. But yeah, it was a shame, but that's not really a problem anymore. Papa Smurf is not impressed. That's right. Yeah. Arkin was he was a notorious one from Warhammer 2. Void Lols was also a cheater. A couple other people. Yeah, and I mean, you know, we can't catch them in every event, but in the big events where there's actually a prize, that's where we catch them, you know. And I noticed that most of the cheaters actually disappeared after we stopped putting prize money in for small tournaments and allocated all the prize money to the major tournaments, because then you can filter them out pretty easily, you know. Yes. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Norska vs. Korn is a fun one, though. How much is the prize for big tournaments? So Creative Assembly tournaments usually have a $2,000 prize pool, and my tournaments that are majors, usually it's between $500 to $1,000. So pretty okay, honestly, for like a really, really niche small community. You know, not enough to make a living off, obviously, but this game wasn't even made for multiplayer. We don't even have dedicated servers. Yeah. I just explained how the cheating works. Yeah, we just did. I just went on like a huge rant. If you want to rewind like, 2 minutes, you'll hear it all. I lose on all my Smurf accounts to make people look better. I hate Smurfing is a pet peeve of mine. I hate it. Like you see, oh God, you see so many. There's so many like RTS like people who do YouTube and stream who like they make Smurf accounts and they make content out of bullying new players. You know, like I hate that so much. It's the worst. Like they'll be like, oh, you know, let's see how quick I can climb from this to this, and just like ruin like 50 people's day as I just smash them. And these are like dudes who just come home from work and they're like, oh, I just want to play some games for fun. And then you just get some Smurf cheating and playing at a lower elo just to like do meme builds and entertain people, you know? I think that's fine to do if you're just like coordinating. Like if I'm playing with somebody who is, you know, not as skillful as myself and I do it. But if you're playing on like a ladder, you shouldn't be Smurfing. Play on your main account. Take your L's on your main account. You know, that's my opinion. Yeah. I hate Smurfing so much. Oh, it's the worst. And like, it's so common too. Like in Age of Empires, like all these pro players have Smurf accounts, like so many of them. There is some argument to be made for Smurfing because of the queue times. Like when you're as high level as some of these guys, you like legitimately can't even play the game sometimes because the queue times are so high at your rank, you know? I do get that. It's a tricky line to walk, but Smurfing is just so toxic. Yeah. Imagine if LeBron went and entered a high school basketball tournament. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of people who argue for Smurfing, though. Usually it's the queue times argument. And also the other argument is they don't want to take losses on their main account by learning new things. And it's like, dude, just play custom games then until you can learn them with other high-level players. Like, don't go bully a bunch of noobs who are, like, you know, in Bronze League. Yeah. You know, suffering unless you survive. Yeah. Yes, good times. Well, hopefully you enjoyed my TED Talk. So, yeah, Norse Skipper's Corn. Semifinals. Other matches taking place on the other side. LeBron dunking on 15-year-olds. Yeah, that would be something to see for sure. Okay, so that looks good. And shout out to Maverick Sloth for hosting today's tournament. The Corn player we played in the last round is the host. And special thanks to you for hosting the tournament. It's been a lot of fun. Just got done watching a 3.5 hour Age 4 FFA match. Perfect time to catch a turn stream. Nice. Who was playing? Was it the Outback Octagon one? Yeah. Turin, think CA will ever go big multiplayer update for the game like leaderboard? No, absolutely not. No. I don't. I think what we have now is what we're going to get. I mean, we've gotten several big multiplayer balance patches, which I'm very grateful for, but I think that Total War Warhammer 3 is too far along in development in its life cycle for them to do like a huge effort like that. I think that what CA will do though is take feedback for future titles. So if we get a 40K, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, whatever, I think we're going to have a much better multiplayer infrastructure in those games. But as of what Total War Warhammer 3, you know, we do the heavy lifting as a community. Like you map makers, you tournament hosts, all the people who stream it, you know, do videos. I think we're the ones who will have to do the heaviest lifting, which is fine. Big difference playing for a living and playing SFT on Fridays. Yeah, oh, certainly. Certainly. Let's go Warhammer 4. Yeah, Total War Warhammer 4. Yeah. Lord of the Rings I would be fully erect for. Man, if we could get a competitive Lord of the Rings game with some cool multiplayer in it, oh my god. Bob says Warhammer 3 right now is in the best state for multiplayer versus all war. Yes, it is. I agree. I think we are in a really good position in the multiplayer community. Land Battle is doing well. Like, people are thriving there. Human Boy's running a great scene over there. You know, here we're doing very well in domination mode. Both communities are happy and have active events and, you know, really, really good tournaments and leagues. I think Total War multiplayer is, like, honestly healthier than a lot of other games that are designed for multiplayer. So, yeah, it's cool. So, for Norska, we have Wulfric. He's a decent little assassin, you know. There's no wizards to hunt on the other side, but it'd be cool to see him fight this Corn Lord, although I think the Corn Lord would kick his butt. The Corn Lord just has better stats, more HP. I mean, Wulfric definitely is looking pretty Walmart over here as well. We do have a Fire Sorcerer with Pillar of Fire, which is good. Does magic damage, really good against Bloodletters. And we got the Brutes of the Hound. Berserkers being used by Via Anime, which is quite fun. So we got 2 Berserker units as well as Skin Wolves. And Marauder Horsemasters on the other side. All right, I like to see that. So the Marauder Horsemasters are very good for running up and grabbing the objectives. And on the other side, it's going to be the same thing. Marauder Horsemasters with the Beast of Tashnar to fight off the Corn Hounds. Pillar of Fire? Firestorm. Sorry, I'm playing Tabletop. In Tabletop, it's called Pillar of Fire, that spell. Yeah. All right. So looking at the armies of Khorne, it's going to be the new and improved Skull Cannons from Artinius, which I like. Skull Cannons are very good anti-infantry chariots now and also do a lot of damage with their shots. Disruptive for sure. We got Chosen of Khorne. Yeah, Martinius always bringing cool-ass builds. So they're going to be rolling up, and they will definitely cleave those Berserkers asunder. And we got Exalted Bloodletters, an extremely elite Khorne infantry army here for the Blood God. Backed up by probably the coolest character. I mean, Azazel was cool in the trailer, but this guy was the coolest. I mean, look at this guy. He is one of the best designed models in the game, in my opinion. I love the Chaos Lord of Khorne. And he's an absolute murder hobo. I mean, 78 melee attack, fire damage. He's got anti-infantry, some good abilities as well. He does have the Icon for vigor and leadership. And does have the rage mechanic, which is cool to see. You know, Paragon of Carnage. Let's see what he can do, man. Let's see what he can do. So the battle is open, and we do see a big advantage here for the Norskins, immediately grabbing all the objectives. So the objectives are going to be grabbed out of the gates here by the Unga Bunga. So the forces of Norska were able to get it, and the Marauders in the trees are being focused by some of the javelins, so a little bit of a flanking harass here, while Wulfric is trying to keep the skirmishers honest in the front, juking most of their shots. Wow, nice Flamestorm cast there, potentially. Let's see where it goes. And yeah, that's going to be doing some nice work as it does cook some demons. That's some heavy metal stuff, seeing the demons of Khorne being feasted on by the Father of Fire here. So that is going to be some nice DPS against those very elite units. Here at the Graveyard of Altdorf, you can see the statues of Sigmar being fought over by some barbarians, which is always fun to see. And Seafang coming in. Nice play from Via Anime, cooking one of those elite units right out of the gates. But I think that Norska is going to realize that it does have a disadvantage in the melee fight and is going to need a mammoth. Oh, a battle mammoth, baby. Let's go. All right, so the mammoth is going to be cruising up, and it is going to be certainly very good against all those elite infantry. We do see berserkers charging out of the woods, intercepting against the Marauders of Khorne, and these Norscan Marauders, these mighty Vikings, will be able to absolutely dunk on their inferior cousins here, as we do see the Marauders fleeing the scene, which is very smart. And the Chosen of Khorne are going to saturate in. This is a big, big problem here for Via Anime. Yeah, you want to retreat here. You don't want to fight those Chosen. That is going to be an unholy disaster. But honestly, Norska doesn't really need to worry. Norska can just hold on to these two objectives and not really care. We do get some infantry being called out. Some Chosen of Khorne with sword and shield. All right, so very elite infantry being used here by the Khorne dogs. But how are you going to be dealing with that mammoth? We do have Chaos Knights out here. Chaos Knights will lose to a mammoth pretty badly, but they're going to be a good answer against most of the other threats. Probably what you need to do with these Chaos Knights is use them to go out to the flanks and maybe try and contest one of these objectives. Because if Khorne keeps playing this way, just sitting on the middle objective and not fighting for any of the other points, they're just going to lose the game, right? You can't just sit in a box. Domination is a little bit, it's dynamic in that way. You can't AFK in one position and just wait for your opponent to come to you. You have to play the field. You have to fight for strategic points. And, oh man, a bit of a blunder here by Martinius, blobbing up a couple units. But thankfully, he does respond pretty quickly and is able to dodge it. Flamestorm is such a good ability. And Norska is just happy to do this. They're just going to be harassing and poking with all their hunters as the Chaos Knights and Marauders do head towards Objective 3, which is going to give Khorne what they need. Chosen on their way out there as well. Would be really cool to see some Fimir. I'd love to see some Fimir come in with the anti-infantry variant and just, take on the Chosen. That'd be super badass. No Mammoth being sent up yet. Looks like Wulfric the Wanderer is going to be trying to dive here. He's getting into the secondary with his Shaman Sorcerer. That Shaman is getting really, really balls deep. I'm surprised to see him rush into those battle lines so hard, but looks like he is going to be retreating back while the Power Mammoth does roll up. And the Brutes of the Hound are going to be emerging from the trees now. So here they come, the bloodthirsty marauders of the... Who would it be? The Hound. Yes, the Brutes of the Hound. Are going to be just instantly routing their buddies here. So those guys are going to flee, and really good micro by Martinius. He pulls away the chaff and sends in his anti-infantry tools. And even though these Berserkers are really good against infantry units, they are not Exalted Bloodthirster good. Bloodthirsters will be able to beat them down. But here comes the Big Daddy. Feral Mammoth getting in. Mammoths do a lot of damage against infantry. They're actually quite good against infantry, but niche. Right, very, very niche. Vulnerable against the throwing weapons, and we do see the Condom Wolves coming in to provide some support. Meanwhile, on the outside engagement, this is going to be a big fight here. The objective is currently held by Norska. Norska sending in the Beasts of Tashnar with Condom Wolves to try and fight the Chaos Knights. And it looks like they did rotate some Berserkers out of the tree line over here around this way to try and contest this objective. So maybe Norska can hold this. The Chosen of Khorne, though, are going to be a big problem. And there is a Khorne Chaos Lord here. Fight or die active. So heavy metal. Khorne is so incredibly cool looking, and they will be fighting and or dying. Find out today. But the Beasts of Tashnar are going to be routed by the Chaos Knights. Condom Wolves actually suck. They don't suck, but they're weak against Chaos Knights of Khorne because Chaos Knights of Khorne do fire damage. So they're going to be getting a 22% modifier against them and lighting them on fire as well, which is very, very brutal. I think Khorne is eventually going to win this objective. It might take a minute. But we do see the Chosen of Khorne instantly routing off these horsemen, and these big bad boys now going to be moving up onto the point, and they're going to be causing quite a bit of havoc. On the middle, let's see who's got this one. This objective currently is owned by Khorne, but it looks like Norska is in the process of flipping it. When the Khornate forces did rally over to the other side, the Mammoth was able to strike here, and we do see the Feral Mammoth doing a good job crushing some of the demonic infantry as the Marauder Horsemen come in, trying to do some shock damage with Wanderer. And Wulfric somehow is able to capture the catch the Skull Cannon, so a bit of a misplay there. Oh, look at it! It crashed! Oh, that animation was so good! Man, some of the animations in this game are so awesome, but yeah, Feral Mammoth is going to be able to handle the Bloodletters. Middle objective does belong to Norska, side objective belongs to Norska as well. Looks like Martinius is going to be sending some tattered Marauders out there to try and get to his objective, but some of the Norscan Frost Doggos are going to come down there and shut them down. Now, has Khorne been able to get this objective yet? Nice blob there. He gets him blobbed up on a Firestorm. Man, Via Anime has been so on point this game with the magic, and those Khorne units will be eating it. Granted, they're durable enough. They have decent armor. Looks like Norscan Ice Wolves have come back with some of the Marauder Horsemen, but I think the Chaos Knights are going to be able to kind of clear this objective off. Maybe Wulfric comes back to fight. I don't know. I don't think he's going to want to because of the Chaos Lord. And now we get Condom Wolves arriving, and more Condom Wolves are coming back, as well as the Beast of Tashnar. So suddenly the Norskins rally, and here comes the Chaos Lord of Khorne charging in and crushing one of the Skin Wolves on impact. He's next going to be cleaving another Skin Wolf here, I would imagine. A one attack animation should get him down as he fights on his mighty Juggernaut. Chaos Knights clearing up the chaff here. Skin Wolves fighting the Chaos Lord. Objective is being held onto by Norska. Khorne is at a really precarious position as it pertains to the objectives. Khorne is also behind on value too. It looks like Norska is able to trade pretty well against them. I don't know where the Mammoth went. Let's see where the Mammoth kind of fled off to. It looks like the Mammoth is pulling back right now. Oh, Minotaurs of Khorne have arrived, which is something I'm surprised we didn't see earlier. They're very, very good in this matchup. They counter so much in the Norscan roster. And now they get out there and start bashing those Skin Wolves. Skin Wolves going to be taken to Pound Town by those Minotaurs, and that is why the Mammoth has been forced to retreat. Norska still has the capture weight on the objective. As the Berserkers fight tooth and nail, we do see the arrival of another Exalted Bloodletter unit. And here on the outside, it looks like Norska does have a triple cap, so they're hanging on to the points well. Martinius and his Chaos Lord here. He does get trapped down by the Hunter of Champions, so his stat line, look, even with his stats debuffed, Homie still has, look at that, man, 100 armor, you know, even still has some melee defense after that big debuff. But the Norscan Condom Wolf Blob is just a numbers game, really. Like, all these Frost Doggos are frostbiting the Chaos Knights, and their numbers are just diminishing. And, you know, Skin Wolves are still a really nice anti-large unit. They're going to be able to tear down these Chaos Knights pretty effectively. We do see these ones being dragged down. And here, we see the Shaman Sorcerer actually getting beaten down by the Chosen of Khorne, which makes sense. But before he does it, he drops a little gift of fire onto those bad boys. Who would have known that Norska has discovered fire? Certainly something I am learning for the first time. Minotaurs with great weapons annihilate the Norscan Ice Wolves. I mean, Khorne does have some play here. Probably going to want to send some Marauders to the outside objective. Middle objective most likely will go to them. Martinius really needs to get these Minotaurs over here to go after the Feral Mammoth. So the Feral Mammoth is shaken and stirred, and he's going to be getting a bit of a nice charge through the Exalted Bloodletters. And value on the Mammoth so far has been how much? About 1,000, which is pretty good. These things are dirt cheap. I think they cost like 1,400 or something. So, yeah, this is going to be his end, though. The Minotaurs are going to be able to put him in a seriously painful position. So what you do here is you probably go with the Minotaurs on the Mammoth and take your Bloodletters over to the outside objective and then reinforce the middle with your Call-ins. What Call-ins do we see from Khorne? Okay. Oh, the Heralds of Khorne's Fury! This is such a cool game. All right, so we got the Heralds of Khorne's Fury. They're going to be on their way in. The Skin Wolves have pulled back with Wulfric. And now they're going to be charging in. A dangerous fight, though. These are Chosen of Khorne who do fire damage, so that's going to be a massacre for these Skin Wolves, most likely. Norska going to be getting Berserkers in there, Wulfric pulling back, and man, look at those Skin Wolves get mulched. Just absolutely mulched by those Chosen and those Heralds of Khorne's Fury. Those guys do magic damage and fire damage and also have 82 melee attack right now. So a lot of things are quite dicey for them there. So Khorne does get the middle, and they have the Bloodletters hanging in there. On the outside, we can see Via Anime going for Helm's Deep already. So we see him preemptively planning to make his last stand on Objective 1 by parking some spears over there. Khorne is not going to have much time, though, and they need to get an objective very quickly. We see the Mammoth running away from the Minotaurs, trying to get over to the side objective. Heralds of Khorne's Fury are going to be massacring pretty much everything here. There are some spears coming in, Wulfric is nearby, and a nice rear charge of the Frost Doggos is going to be activated via Anime, so they do get in there, and a nice rear charge there, nibbling down a lot of these bad boys. Meanwhile, Wulfric the Wanderer going to be chewing down the Chaos Lord here, and Hunter of Champions is activated. We do see the leadership -5. He's hanging in there. Oh man, if Norska takes down the Chaos Lord, that would be a big achievement. Wulfric, you know, despite being weaker, finding a way to, you know, win in this respective fight. Flamestorm being activated by Norska, going to be cooking some of the Heralds. It won't do too much damage against them, but it's still something. And the fact that Norska's defended this objective and was able to keep Khorne from grabbing it probably is going to be enough to end the game. The Norscan Ice Wolves also got a nice flank charge on the Heralds, and you know, even though they're heavily armored, the Doggos still have high weapons rank, so they can chew through those guys relatively well. So, looking at the field in a macro perspective, the middle is owned by Khorne, but outside we have Marauder Spears guarding it. Horsemen are still poking. We have 2 units of Marauder Horsemasters being chased by Furies, but they should be able to kite them and also put some pressure on the Bloodletters. See that Javelin fire is very nice. Frostbolts are heading up, and this game is basically over at this point. I don't think Khorne has any chance of winning. Oh, we have the Lord duel. I love it. Wulfric is way healthier, though, so he should be able to edge this fight out. It looks like the Khorne Lord is going to be cowardly running away here from Wulfric, who's going to be hot on his tail. He is shaken. He is stirred. He's at 600 HP, and the Marauder is able to hold the point. Marauder Spearman, backed up by Wulfric, able to get the job done. Currently, this Chaos Lord does have, let's see, yeah, so he's giving it an 8 melee attack aura, which is really nice. Mammoth coming across, and he drops the fat tusks on the Chaos Lord. We're going to see if the Chaos Lord's going to be able to get away. He is, as the Mammoth continues to fight those Minotaurs. Should be able to kill them with the help of Wulfric in a 2v1 situation. And the Marauder Spear is able to chase back the Heralds of Khorne's Fury. So they're going to be sent to the Shadow Realm. Meanwhile, Norska pretty much winning on every front. We do see the middle being taken. The Exalted Bloodletters here are going to be eating the Javelin Fire. And that is going to be all she wrote. You know, good instincts by Martinius to come to the outside here with the Bloodletters. That's very, very good. But he's just too far behind at this point. The cool. Oh, that's cool. Look at the banner. I love that. Yeah, Norska just won the semifinals. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff indeed. Yes. All right, perfect. And right on. So now we're going to do the grand finals. So let's get the grand finals all set up for these mighty champions. Via Anime getting a nice win. So now we have the grand finals. Tourney finals. I'm going to just call it Sloth. Shout out to our boy Maverick Sloth for hosting this tournament. And let's get you, and let us go ahead and invite Via Anime in here. Okay, and let's get this going here. Okay, and then who won the other side? Was it the dreaded potential Smurf? Find out. We're gonna refresh it. We don't know if they're a Smurf yet, but we're gonna find out eventually. Martinius saying he was having some sort of a weird issue that game where he couldn't issue commands. Okay. It's so easy a caveman could do it. Yeah. That was a really, really close game. It was not easy for either player, that's for damn sure. Yes. And where are we at? So we have the map for the finals is going to be the Kassar's Cursed Oasis. All right. And we don't have the other side yet. I don't think we do. I think we're still waiting on it. Yeah, Via Anime's in the final, and we have Attack Speed Enjoyer versus this unknown player, this mystery man. You don't just show up on Total Tavern in domination mode and have like 7 games played and just crush top level players unless you're a Smurf, right? I'm very suspicious, but we'll play it out today. Where I catch the Smurfs is in the season finals anyways. So, you know, whatever. It's fine. We will see. We will see. Never. Yeah, Via's really good. Via's a very strong player. Yeah, very, very strong. We have so many good players coming up. It's great to see. God, if we had dedicated servers, I would put on some big events, like even bigger events. I mean, we already put on big events, but next level stuff if we had dedicated servers. That'd be so fun, man. We apparently it was something that was discussed at CA too. Like it was something that when Warhammer 3 was coming out, it was discussed as a potential possibility, you know. It's a shame. You know. All right. Smurf race back. The plot thickens. Norska showed yeah, Norska's good. Norska knows how to unga bunga, man. The Mammoth was awesome. The magic was really good. Their tag is Lloyd Balls, yeah. Yeah. I gotta get some Norskan games on the channel. Like the thumbnails for Norska, just using all those like haggard cavemen is like the best. Who was the guy who made those like caveman videos for Norska? Those Tariff, I think was his name. Something like that. Yeah, I think those are pretty funny. And he made the dancing Polish cow of Kazrak. That was funny too. That one was pretty good. When the Beastmen were just like an absolute joke. Now Beastmen are like top tier faction. Beastmen are really, really good. If we had dedicated servers, I'd be playing, and so would my entire yeah. Well, so in the semis of this tournament format, which I actually kind of think I like more than regular SFT, is the semis and grand finals are a pick and ban system. So they're not going to be playing Norska again, most likely. Yeah. Could be Felcon making a comeback. No. Felcon has never smurfed before. He always plays on his actual account. But he burnt out on Total War, I think. I think he just lost interest. It makes sense. You know, there's not too many players who play all 3 games. I mean, competitively. The only person who really, I mean, it's, of course, I've been playing in tournaments since Warhammer 1 competitively, and but aside from that, because you know it's different for me because I'm also a host and I do it for a living, so it's different. But yeah, Xiphos was someone who was good at all three games. Like Xiphos was a major player in Warhammer 1, 2, and also was like really competitive in early Warhammer 3. I can't think of any OGs who've like were winning tournaments in all three games. Like I know people who've been playing since Warhammer 1, but I'm talking like at a high level. Do you hope Dom isn't in the next game? I just want there to be one game mode that everybody plays for multiplayer. Yeah, the same game mode for everybody. I don't care what it is. As long as it's like domination or conquest mode, something that isn't like bullshit that we need to like make up rules to just be able to play, then yeah, I'm happy, right? I'd be happy with that. Apache, Crabling. Yeah, Crabling, that's true. That's true. Crabling is an OG, yeah. He's been doing well in land battle, right? Shetland Apache, I don't know how active he is in the tournament play anymore. I know, but he was more a host. Yeah, Shetland was hosting a lot. He was a really, really active host. Puggington played Warhammer 2. Yeah, Puggington's an OG too. And of course the GOAT, Professor Pone. Yeah, of course. He was crushing every tournament back in the day. Yeah, I think I saw Shetland playing in some events, which is cool to see. Yeah, he was very, very active in the tournament scene in the olden days. Warhammer 1 was like was not a very competitive game for sure. When I look back at some of the videos I posted in like the competitive scene back then, it was pretty meme. Like, because shit was just so haggard. Like with the healing potions and Spirit Leech and Buna like one-shotting units, it was like, it was rough. It was rough. Warhammer 2 is when things started to get more competitive and CA started to put like more effort into, you know, creating a decent multiplayer scene. Are you more excited for Warhammer 3 or Age of Mythology, Pillars of Eternity? Oh, Warhammer 3 for sure. Warhammer 3 is my jam, dude. I just like Warhammer so much. So yeah, it's my jam. Shetland is playing Land Battle now. That's great. Yeah, Land Battle. Human Boy does a great job with all that. He's an awesome guy too. I've only ever had good interactions with Human Boy. Okay. Finals. Okay, so let me do this. Check this out here. And let's see what's cooking. Let us see what evil schemes are afoot as they will do their picks and bans here, and we will see. What was the jankiest, most broken thing from each Warhammer game? Okay. Launch Morgar was one of the most broken things ever. Because Launch Morgar could summon 4 units of Chaos Spawn that never left the battlefield. Didn't disappear. So Morgar the Shadowgave was hands down one of the most broken things ever. Because he got 2 charges of his stave and 2 charges of his natural summon. So every time you played against Beastmen and Morgar, you were basically playing against 4,000 gold of extra units. It was the most broken shit. On top of that, you had healing potions on Gorbals and various other characters. Infinite summons with freaking undead. So vampire counts would just have like, you know, double necromancer or double wizard with like, you know, like 20 zombies, you know, 16 zombies on the battlefield, whatever it might be. Infinite healing, yeah. So undead with infinite healing, like Mortis engines and various things like that. Infinite healing. It was just so busted. Yeah. Warhammer 2, probably some of the most broken stuff was launch was the launch version of the pre-launch Depth Guard were really broken. Also the Cauldron of Blood was like extremely broken on launch and buggy. I mean, there was a lot of stuff. Yeah, Warhammer 2 melee, Mortis engine not needing melee conditions was insane. Yeah, Gorst was pretty busted for a while. He was. No, Morgar is good. He still summons 2 Chaos Spawn units, which is very strong. But they disappear now, right? Yeah. Yeah, they do disappear. All right, what's it going to be here? We got is this other gentleman going to be coming? I think they will. And we'll be getting started soon. Oh, 1 sec. All right. So I don't know if his opponent's going to show up. Let's find out. Okay. Just making sure they're communicating. Yeah, Spirit Buna, Fate of Buna used to cost 11 wins of magic, and it would just like one-shot any unit. That was really broken. Buna was one of the most broken things. And Spirit Leech was so freaking cheesy in Warhammer 1 that people used to just hide their lords in the trees on the corner of the map just to not die to Spirit Leech cheese. It was the dumbest shit ever. Oh my god. Warhammer 1 competitive was such a joke. It was such a joke. It was still fun, but like compared to like competitive, you know, the balance of it was rough. It was rough. Yeah. Yeah, Warhammer 2 it had power creep, but it wasn't that bad. I agree with you, Pug. I agree. I would wish the Deathstreak rocket launcher was a bit more of a missile spell for splitting rockets. It'd be cool to see it homing on targets. Yeah, it would be cool if it worked like that. Pre-nerfed, buffed Grail Knights were the stuff of legends. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They were good. Okay. People still hide their lords in the corner. Not really anymore, Hippo. It doesn't happen too much. Ever since the Lord Unsummoning and like the other bullshit we've had removed from domination mode, I can't believe people advocated for that stuff. Some people did. People don't hide lords anymore. Lords are very active. Like occasionally you'll see a Skaven player hide their lord in the corner, which is whatever, you know, but it's very uncommon nowadays. Yeah. Warhammer 3 was just Slanesh versus Slanesh. Oh my god. Warhammer 3's launch was really bad. It was really bad. The fact that we didn't have Immortal Empires was just horrific. And yeah, it was rough. It was pretty rough. Dom has very little lord hiding, yeah. Yeah, Way Watchers are very good in game 2. I wouldn't say they were the most like broken thing, but they were definitely like the carry for the Wood Elves. Yeah, especially in land battle, right? When your lord just gets sniped, you just kind of lose. Lord Unsummoning was so dumb. I mean, it makes sense that, you know, there are times to hide your lord. Like when I play tabletop with some of my armies, like I will hide my lord behind trees until I deal with the thing that's trying to kill him, and then I'll move him out, right? That's totally, you know, normal in tabletop as well as this game. Yes. You liked Warhammer 3's launch? Oh no, how could you, dude? Warhammer 3's launch was so haggard. We had none of the Immortal Empires factions, none of them. It was such trash in Dom mode, especially. Dom mode kind of sucked back then too, in retrospect. I mean, at the time it was exciting because it was like new, but in retrospect, looking back on what we have now versus then, it was terrible, right? And yeah. Also, like, just the bare bones factions we got, like, they were so bare bones. Who else has been watching Arcane Season 2? I haven't seen it yet. The wife and I are going to watch it. We're going to finish Penguin tonight, and then we're going to probably jump on that. We got the Mighty Wicked in here, dude. Hell yeah. Malice resetting his health bar when changing to Zarkan was all... Yeah, that was strong. That was strong. Although in land battle, Zarkan is... You can run him around, and he used to just, like, drain himself really quickly, and you could just, like, kite him, and it wasn't too problematic. Oh yeah, Grom the Paunch was busted too, and when he came out, god, that was annoying. You guys remember every faction war was like Greenskins versus Vampire Coast. It was always Vicious Satsuma versus like Evenstar. Yeah, it was always those guys. Like several faction wars were like them in the semis or finals facing off. What's the best faction to fight Skaven in multiplayer battles? Answer me this: are you talking about land battle or domination? I need specifics, and then I can answer your question. Skaven do struggle against a couple factions pretty hard, but I need to know which format you're talking about. All right. So what's it going to be? Is he playing Chaos Dwarves? That would be interesting. This is the unknown player. He's come out of nowhere with like 7 games on Total Tavern and just crushing it in this tournament. He does like no chat history in any of the Discords. Very sus that it's a Smurf, but... Again, we root out the Smurfs when it comes to the season finals. Because this tournament, there's no prize or anything, so it's whatever. But we will see. We will see. Vicious Satsuma is a really cool guy. I actually reached out to him recently. So I had a faction war. And I hit up Vicious Satsuma and I was like, hey man, you want to come back and play Greenskins again? And apparently he hasn't played in ages, but I would love to have Vicious Satsuma come back and like rep Greenskins in a faction war, just the old school returning. That'd be so fun. Yeah. So against Skaven in land battle, that's kind of out of my wheelhouse these days, but let me think about it real quick. So Skaven in land battle, things have changed for them. I feel like a good Chaos Demons player would wreck them. I feel like Ogres would crush them. Beastmen would probably crush them. I feel most of the Chaos factions are pretty good against them. Maybe Nurgle isn't the best, but Khorne is probably very strong there. Vampire Counts and Tomb Kings I feel are quite good against Skaven because they have like cheap light cav and harassing diving units. Oh yeah, those would probably be the ones I would say are like really good. So Chaos Demons, Ogre Kingdoms, Beastmen, Nurgle, Khorne, Slaanesh are probably all good there. Kislev probably is good against them too because of the dervishes diving them and just the grindiness, although I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, the conspiracy theories are afoot, yes. Yes, indeed. He is too busy with Vermintide too. Adelmo, bring him back into the fold, dude. Tell him we need him for the faction war. The Greenskins need a champion. They haven't had a mighty champion in a long time. Oh, it doesn't matter, Pug. I would invite you. Faction war is fun. Yeah, I would happily invite you, dude. I know you have really good micros, so you would figure it out. I think they're still doing their picks and bans here. Beastmen versus something. I doubt Bretonia. I seriously doubt it's Bretonia here. We'll see what it's going to be. Grand Alliances tournaments are fun, but the last one I did had such bad lag that I had to like record it via replays, and that's not... I like live events, you know. Skaven are good. Human Boy is very good at Skaven. There's a couple of good Skaven players. Chosen One used to be really good at them in Warhammer 2. I don't know if he still is. Human Boy is good at Skaven. Hadri's was one of the best Skaven players. He won 2 faction wars as Skaven in Warhammer 2. But Hadri's isn't super active these days. I'll probably invite him to the next faction war if he's interested. Yeah, we will see. We will see. Yeah, what do you want to play, Wicked? Do you want to represent? What are your factions? Let's see. Unless this guy got an entire new Steam account and bought all the Total War stuff all over again. They share accounts with people. That's what they do. The Smurfs. So they just find like a buddy who owns the game and just play on their account, you know? Like they have tons of friends who just play campaign or whatever, so they just get on their accounts and join tournaments. Yeah. Yes, yes. So Norska versus Beastmen. So this is a truly Unga Bunga matchup. And very different than what you normally see in an SFT final, right? Like many SFTs have been getting won by dwarves, getting won by Kislev. Although, you know, Kislev is not as dominant as they once were. So while we wait for these two gentlemen to get their game going, let's go here. Check this out. And go down this way. So yeah, Kislev is sitting at a 52% win rate this season. Kislev in a tournament like, what, 2 weeks ago? And everybody was like giving me grief for playing an OP faction, but I'm like, I mean, the data is looking like they're not as OP as they once were. And that's a fair amount of games played too. It's not like it's only like 20 games. It's still, you know, over 50 games played. But yeah, I still think Kislev is a top 5 faction. I think when really strong players start playing them again, they will shoot up, but they're not as OP as they once were. Chaos Demons are crushing it. But again, the sample size is pretty small, right? Beastmen, this is pretty accurate, I would say. Beastmen are a really, really good faction. Dark Elves doing good too. Yeah, I've been getting my butt kicked by Dark Elves lately. They've been doing really, really well. Although, I mean, honestly, that Dark Elf game we lost today was super winnable. Super winnable. Like, we had that one. We just blundered on a couple engagements. Yeah. Chaos Dwarves are climbing. That's cool to see. Regular Dwarves, they're fine. Like, this is all... Like, honestly, yeah, even like down to here, Vampire Counts are a very viable faction. You know, they're one SFT away from being a 50% faction. I do agree with these two being lower, like Greenskins and Bretonia and Warriors of Chaos, I think are pretty weak. Tzeentch, I think, doesn't belong down here. I don't know why Tzeentch is down there. That's very strange. It's very, very strange. Yeah. If this is an SFT, just wondering why is there a pick and ban system? It's a hybrid tournament. So you have an SFT for the first 4 rounds to make them go by quicker. And then in the semis and finals, you have a pick 3 system. So it's more fair when it gets into the sweatier elements of the tournament, which I think is good. Kazrak? He's not going to pick Kazrak. No. Who is the Smurf? I don't know who he is. It's definitely a Smurf, though. I suspect it. But, you know, it's fine. We will... usually, when we get to the end of a season, if Smurfs end up qualifying and I can tell they're a Smurf and it's very obvious, I just... you know, I'm just not going to invite them to the grand finals or any of the money tournaments. They'll just get, you know, they can play for fun, but they're not going to qualify, which is what they only want the money, the Smurfs. That's all they're there for. Yeah. Zinch suffers from being a soft counter to some of the top factions. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like Zinch, like, is still really good. Like, if you get Tim the Wilder in there playing Zinch in these tournaments, he's just going to be crushing people. He's just going to be crushing. It's Professor Pone on his secret account, yes. I'm new and joined 2 tournaments as Zinch, so they're getting dragged down by my 2-6 record. Hell yeah, dude. Let's go. Let's go. All right, I'm going to go get some water real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Of course it's Pone. It's like the Scooby-Doo when they pull the mask off the ghost or whatever, the criminals, and it's always Prof Pone. Yeah. I'll be RB. Gonna get some water. All right, guys, we're back in business. Thank you for your patience, and appreciate all you joining today. It's been a lot of fun, man. I feel like region blocking prize money would end 99% of smurfing within this community. Yeah, it would. But like, region blocking, it is tricky, right? Because most of the cheaters, the smurfs and cheaters, do come from like 1 or 2 regions, but there are some good people and good players who come from those regions as well. So I don't want to rule them out, right? So it's just a case-by-case basis. Like, whatever. Like, as long as the Smurfs aren't ruining the integrity of, like, highly competitive grand finals and tournaments like that, then, yeah, I think they'll eventually leave when they realize they can't get into those events. Yeah. All right. Mail at work is so heavy. I've been on since 8, and I'm only halfway through. Oh, no, I'm sorry, dude. Are you here in the United States? Where are you at? Yeah. Sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully it gets better for you. What are you carrying? Like big old Amazon packages and all sorts of stuff like that? That's tough. You can always see it. Like the local like the UPS and the mailmen who are like hauling these heavy packages, dude, they have the most jacked calf muscles you will ever see. These dudes are just wearing those cargo shorts, and they just ripped. You know, a lot of them might have like pot bellies and be like kind of husky, but those like, you could just tell they're lifting weight for a living. Yeah. Yeah. It's good times. All right. What makes them a smart? Well, typically most people have been. There's a handful of people who have been banned for like dual or triple boxing in tournaments, and you know, stuff like that, and also bad sportsmanship. That's something else we've banned some players for. Studio City. Oh man, you're in my old neighborhood. I used to live in Burbank and in Glendale at various points, so we were probably neighbors, dude. I used to go to Studio City a bit. There was a Magic card store I used to go to there, and then there was a game store called Emerald Knights where I used to play Commander down there all the time. That was a lot of fun. All right, guys. So taking a look here at the grand finals, we have Via Anime versus G here. And looking at the Beastmen build here, it is going to be a Great Ray Shaman of Beast, which makes sense. Flock of Doom spam is one of the most cost-effective things in the game. So you want to cast Flock of Doom and drop the bows on top of all these bad boys if you can. We got Gore Herds in the front, backed up by Ungor Spearmen. And yeah, very, very wide battle line for the Beastmen with Centaur's throwing axes, which are good at, harrying and fighting in melee if they have to, even against like Marauder Horsemasters. And yeah, puts consistent DPS down on bigger targets like Throg, Skinned Wolves, whatever it may be. Now, looking at the Beastmen player, we cast the Norskin player. He has like the Beastmen color scheme, which is really funny. He's got a huge core of Marauder Horsemen as well as Hound units, so he's going to be rushing up to try and grab the objectives out of the gates. And the battle line is going to be Marauders backed up by Spears and then Throg Daddy. So yeah, usually against Beastmen, you don't want to bring probably elite infantry. Just going more chaff-centric is going to be A-okay. Now, a bit of a dodgy fight here. We do see a Flock of Doom going down, but it misses. So via anime, actually, with the power micro on that side, did he dodge that Flock? I can't tell if he did. It kind of looked like he did. So the Marauder Horsemasters charging into combat versus the Gore Herds, and we do get Hounds moving in as well. Hounds are going to be swarming over here. So we do get via anime attacking into the Hounds. Really incredible micro. We're looking all over the board, and he's like pulling units back. We do see the Great Bray Shaman took some considerable HP damage, likely from an overcast. And now Norska is going to be retreating with their horsemen and trying to, consolidate down on these objectives. But the objectives are in flux. Nobody's really gotten a huge grip on them yet. Pestigors have taken some considerable damage, and Norska is going to be rotating its forces over to the east side of the battlefield. So if we're over here, you can see it is the east side, and trying to grab objective 3. Meanwhile, the Beastmen have a more kind of consolidated presence. It seems like they've anchored down on the objectives, and they're sitting pretty comfortably. And yes, everybody's kind of rotating over to this side, including the Hound units. This objective is going to be going to Norska. We see a Burning Head going down, does cook some Pestigors. Not the most value, but overall, that is not bad at all. So Shaken and Stirred, Burning Head going to be going down the pipe. That actually ended up being a very good Burning Head as it goes through and cooks a lot of the Beastmen units. But getting the Beastmen off the middle objective, not going to be easy. The Norskan Troopers going to have to advance up. We do see the Marauder Horsemasters pulling in, doing a little bit of cycle charging, but there's going to be a Flock of Doom response. Kind of looks like maybe there was going to be a Flock of Doom right there as well, but yeah, hard to say. So objective 3 is going to be going to Norska, but the Beastmen have a firm grip on the other 2 objectives. Via anime is up on points, so we have a little bit of lag here. Centaurs, the throwing axes, are throwing their old javelins and throwing axes downtown into the Marauder Horsemasters, and the basic Marauders now going to be advancing up with the Marauder Spearmen. They're going to have to consolidate in and make a push for this point. This guy took a lot of damage, though. He's down to 3,900, certainly very low. If he's not careful, he could get karate chopped a little bit. Looks like my internet is having a weird hiccup right now. Very, very strange stuff. Okay, let's see if it's going to stabilize there. Okay, looks like the frame rates were dropped, but I think we're stable now, so I think we're all right. Very, very weird. That was actually my internet having a weird hiccup for a moment, but I think it's fine now. All right. So in the meantime, Marauder Horsemasters getting good javelin fire, forcing back the Beastmen, but the Beastmen are doing a very good job of using the trees. So you can see they're kind of obstructing their units behind the tree lines to keep the superior firepower of those javelins from doing work. Another Burning Head going to be cooking, and it does get through, takes down some of the Zangor shields, and also gets into the Gore Herds. And the Beastmen player keeps trying to dodge it, but it seems to like be following them, which is very, very funny. Yeah, Norska is going to need to commit. It looks like a big envelopment coming in from Norska. They're kind of going around the flank hard here, but now we get one of the more strong units in the game coming out, the Centaurs of Tzeentch. So Centaurs of Tzeentch going to be trying to counterpunch. Meanwhile, Skin Wolves and Norskan Warhounds are preparing to engage in the front. And why have these Marauders not engaged yet? I'm curious. They're being very, very cautious. We do see the Centaurs moving in. They're going to get countercharged by the Marauders. Flock of Doom going down. The Flock of Dooms have been the biggest thing for the Beastmen. They've been doing a ton of work. He's just been Flock of Dooming these skirmish cav like nonstop. But Norska needs to pull the trigger, and the value, it's not really tracking the Flock of Doom, so it's not a super accurate assessment of the status quo here. I think that Norska needs to be a little bit more aggressive and maybe move in. Let me make sure. Yeah, my internet, oh yeah, it's having big problems here. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's strange. I see the bit rates shooting up here. Very, very strange timing on this. Yeah, it's weird stuff. Regardless, the Marauder Hordes are going to be moving in and cruising. Let me know if you guys can still see everything. It looks like it's not too bad. Yeah, hopefully it will contain itself here. The Marauders have moved in to engage against the Beastmen, and they should trade reasonably well. The Minotaurs have also piled in on some of the Marauders, which is going to be very strong. On the backside, Centaurs of Tzeentch are looking for opportunities. They're going to be flanking into some of the Marauder units, but also eating a lot of javelin fire, so you can see a lot of the javelins coming in, while the Beasts of Tashnar and the Marauder Spearmen going to be trying to hold that side objective. Another Flock of Doom going down. The Beastmen do manage to fold up this position pretty hard, although there's going to be another Flock of Doom, and it's not Flock of Doom, but Burning Head. Unfortunately, he kind of casted it a little bit too late, and the units did get broken up there, but that is going to end up going through. Really nice one right there, and cooks a lot of those units, ladies and gentlemen. That is a whole lot. On the outside, Beasts of Tashnar versus Centaurs. Beasts of Tashnar are very good against Centaurs, but these are Centaurs of Tzeentch, and their Protoss shields do absorb a lot of the charge. But now the Marauder Spears do arrive, so this is going to end up being a really, really advantageous fight for Norska. On the middle objective, though, it looks like the Beastmen have folded up a lot of the Norskan positions. Makes sense, their units are pretty cheap. It's mostly Marauders, although Throg is helping to kind of anchor everything in the middle right there. Yeah, stream is fine. Yeah, okay, good. It's weird. It's I see my bitrate. It was fine the entire stream until this game, so that's very, very weird. Hound units on the other side. It looks like there's some spec ops tactics. We do see the Norskan Doggos and the Norskan Ice Wolves actually grabbing this point. Man, via anime, really, really making Norska look very, very strong. And he's able to ninja the side objective while also holding on to objective 3. And this is the right play. At this point, you retreat back. When you have your opponent enveloped like this and they have to bounce between the two objectives, you definitely don't need to be pressing them in their territory. Throg is going to be retreating. And Throg does, of course, have healing, so he's going to be able to get some fat heals. And now we do see another Burning Head's going to be going down in the woods. So the Zangor is going to get cooked. The Goreherd's going to get cooked as well. And the retreat is on. We do also see the Butchers of Kalkengard overextending back here. Potentially going to be in a really, really bad situation. They're going to be getting Javelin fired into the Shadow Realm, maybe even going to break. So this is a big blunder by the Beastmen advancing back here, but the Beastmen are still very much in this game. On the outside, we do see the Norskins. They're able to get this objective here, so they do get, yeah, it's hiccuping for you, East Coast and West Coast. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's fine now. I see the bit rates hanging in there. Okay. But yeah, big mobility core. We have all these hounds in various pieces, which are going to be hard to deal with. And Norska is going to be trying its best to hold on to the side objective using Throg Daddy. Although the Centaurs are running rampant all over the battlefield. We have 2 Centaurs here. Definitely the best unit on the roster. The Butchers of Kalkengard do get dragged down and killed in the backfield, so they get taken apart by the Condom Wolves as well as the Beasts of Tashnar, which is very cost effective. The Beastman player, if he does lose Throg here, if Throg were to be sniped, that would probably be game blouses. I would say at that point that would be enough for the Beastmen to probably take over. We do see a bit of an overextension from some Centaurs here. Now the Condom Wolves are going to turn around. Man, Via Anime's micro is so good right now. This is the final, yes. So the Centaurs do overextend, and then they get caught in a Frostbite. He's like luring a lot of the units like deep set and then countercharging them with the Frostbite, just getting so much value from that, which is really, really clean. Another Burning Head going to be going down, and that is going to be cooking Zangors as well as the Goreherds trapped up here, and that will certainly lead to a lot of them potentially breaking. Throg still in decent shape, and Norska is resurgent in the backfield. So they did kill the Butchers of Kalkengard and actually shattered them, which is a huge value win. The Burning Head there ends up doing some great work. We have Skin Wolves on the edge of the map that are going to be coming back and causing havoc. And now the Hound units are going to be coming across using the superior mobility of Norska to cause pressure. But we do see the Beastman players aware of the objective and is going to be sending some Goreherds out there to grab that. And if anything, you know, Norska is value trading very well, I would say. But it's closer than you think because Flock of Dooms aren't usually, like sometimes they're not accurately tracked on the power valuation. So I think that is perhaps one of the issues there. Yeah, what is with this bitrate thing, man? This is very, very weird. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Hopefully it's not diminishing the quality of the game too much, but a little bit of lag there. Maybe it has to do with, like, it wouldn't affect my unique internet, like the connections with the players. Yeah, very strange. But we do see the advancing Beasts of Tashnar moving up with the Condom Wolves and a huge vanguard of these Norskan doggies getting a big flank. And the Beastmen forces are looking very, very tattered on this objective. We do see the Goreherds folding up. And if this Bray Shaman gets caught by the Norskan Ice Doggos and gets frostbitten, and then Throg is able to roll over there and go for him, that would be very, very big. So we do see the big old Throg nearby. Is he frostbitten? He is not frostbitten at the moment. Looks like he's going to be able to get away. And now we get a feral mammoth being called in. So that is a big source of terror. And honestly, the Beastmen are not going to have too many good answers against it at this point. They're very beat up on the battlefield. We do have a couple Centaurs and infantry being called in, but that mammoth is doing work. And there's so much healing on the... It still looks good? Okay, good. Glad to hear it. Yeah, and we have Throg. He's healing. Skin Wolves are all healing. You know, there's a lot of sustainability on the field here for the forces of Norska. So I think that's going to be a problem for the Beastmen. Yeah, Beastmen leadership is very fickle. We do see some Centaurs getting chased here by Marauder Horsemen as well as Condom Wolves, so maybe they're going to be able to harry them down. We'll have to see. For the Beastmen, they're going to be rotating back towards their strong side, which is smart, so that's a good play by our Beastmen player here. Rotate away from the strength of your opponent, kind of try and consolidate your forces, reform your ranks, and figure out some strategy there. Another Flock of Doom going down, doing some fat damage, but we do see the Grog Hooves potentially going to be routed off the map. So 17 leadership. hanging in there, shaken and stirred. I think they've mostly gotten away from the Condom Wolf core. Throg does get surrounded, but baits them into a burning head. Heavy metal. That's a lot of damage, and you do see the terror or leadership route going down. Throg doesn't cause terror. I feel like he should. That would be a nice buff for Norska, to be honest. I mean, he's a terrifying troll. I mean, God, Throg is scarier than a lot of things that cause terror, in my opinion. But Norska does have objective 3, but they're going to need to get another point here soon. Via Anime has had very good micro this game, but does have a couple units lapsed in the back, so these guys need to get activated. He's got a lot of skin wolves. He either needs to unsummon and or send up to the front lines. Marauder Horsemen do get hunted down here. As these Centaurs do get completely folded up, we have the Battle Mammoth in the middle with some Hound units trying to get rid of all the chaff. But you got to make sure you don't lose this point. We do have these guys coming in. Via Anime does rally some of his AFK units, so he does get these skin wolves back online. These ones would be worth unsummoning for sure, as we get another skin wolf being called in to do battle versus the forces of the Beastmen. So in 10.8 against 8.2, skin wolves should dominate this fight on this point. The Centaurs of Tzeentch are going to get just absolutely crushed up by the anti-large and the healing. Centaurs of Tzeentch do have really good burst damage, but sustained combat is not necessarily their forte. And with the Marauder Spears here, that's going to be a pretty strong hold for Norska. So now Norska just needs to find a way to get the middle objective, which I think they should be able to do. Because the Mammoth is going to be able to terror route most of these things off. Yeah, Mammoths they've been decent. They're not like insanely good, but they're definitely a presence that's hard to deal with for a lot of infantry. Now, I can't help but think maybe the split push on all 3 objectives is risky, but I think that Norska is far enough ahead that they can get away with it. Now we get a Gorgon being called in. Okay, so the Beastmen calling in just a giant Giga Chad Gorgon. Throg in a little bit of danger here. I think Throg and the Mammoth could maybe fight off the Gorgon. We're going to have to see. On the outside here, we do see some Spears and Skin Wolves moving over to the middle objective, so nobody's really leaving anything to defend objectives. If Throg were to be killed by the Gorgon, that might flip the game on its head. We'll have to see. And this objective is in the process of flipping. Meanwhile, the Beasts of Tashnar are on the hunt, so clearly the Beasts of Tashnar are going to want to get that Wizard if they can. And we do see Skin Wolves and Marauders, who should be able to defeat the Gore Herds on their way up. And it looks like Norska is going to be holding their own here. Yeah, a lot of infantry coming in, so there are going to be Marauder Spears. And Throg is a really resilient fighter against big targets. Even though he did get punched in the face, he does have constant healing. He's a troll, so there's a chance he's going to be able to fight off this Gorgon. The Gorgon is definitely on the receiving end of this fight. It seems like Throg is winning it. He's connected with the Gorgon 3 or 4 times, and the Gorgon has only hit him twice now. So the Gorgon just got its second hit right there. So Throg may want to pull back at some point. We will have to see. Objective 3 firmly in the control of Norska. Here we do see a little bit of funny business as the Skin Wolves and company do their thing. Beasts of Tashnar definitely need to go after that Wizard. If they could catch that Harry Potter, that would be really big. Now, as it currently stands, it's pretty close to a triple cap situation. I think it would be. I think that the Beastmen could win on just 1 point. But Norska seems to be pretty far ahead. Throg has healed a lot of HP. The Gorgon, of course, does heal as well in combat. But on the outside here, we do see the Condom Wolves and the Beasts of Tashnar maybe getting a snipe on the Lord. So the Great Bray Shaman getting nibbled, -10 leadership. If he actually breaks off the battlefield, the edge is not that far away. There's a chance he just runs. And if you're the Norskin player, you just need to go balls to the wall to try and kill him. Because Beastmen are very, not the best leadership. So if you're able to chase him off, that's going to be game blouses. We have Marauder Spears here. And it's looking like the Norskins have maybe edged this game out. It's going to be close, but I think they're going to get it. Yeah, what the hell is going on with the internet right now, man? Oh my god, it's wild. It is lagging a little bit. I see it just shooting all over the place. That's weird. I swear, if your internet connection, they should, the cable company should, see that you're just not getting ample service for, periods of time, and you should just not be charged for that. What are you paying for, I mean, I guess the average consumer just, wants to stream Netflix, so it doesn't matter, but, yeah, it's weird. So the Lord is definitely going to die. We do see the Norskin Hounds chasing it down, and it looks like the dreaded Beastman Smurf is trying to hunt it down with the Centaurs of Tzeentch. But it's not going to be enough, and we do see the Great Bray Shaman getting harried and chased. He is most likely going to shatter and or go off the battlefield. And can Norska win on 2? I don't know if they can. It's pretty damn close, but I think they need to get all 3. But they have plenty of time to do that. And we do see Throg dominating this Gorgon in combat. So the big Giga Troll, he's been doing great work. He's actually 600 HP from where we looked last time. And now we have the old Marauders moving up to the point. And the Beastman Lord has been routed off the battlefield. That's going to be a catastrophic leadership problem for the Beastman army in general. The Marauder Horsemasters are really, really doing a lot of work. I wonder what Via Anime was playing earlier in the tournament. Because, man, he is a really, really good Norskin player. Gorgon is down for the count, and the Mammoth is now going to be rotating over towards Objective Uno, so it's on its way over here. A couple Centaurs diving into the secondary. Desperation hold from the Beastmen. So what you're going to see from the Beastmen player is to hold the temps right here, and then when the Norskins overcommit, he's going to try and snipe the back objective for the win. But by the time that happens, I think that Norska will probably be far enough ahead that they can win on 2 objectives, and we'll call it a day. So, yeah, we will see. Oh, is Sparty been having internet issues too, Scotch? Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, he lives close to me. Sparty lives like 30 minutes from me. Yeah, he's very close by. So I would imagine we would be having the same internets. To be completely fair, though, there are a massive amount of forest fires going on right now. So I suspect that would be an issue. So the Gorgon just gets pounded, and just like we talked about, the most obvious play was this. If I were playing, I would expect that as well. Granted, I would probably be losing right now if I were playing Norska versus Beastmen. I would suspect that there will be a response. We'll have to see. We do see the Beastmen getting on the point. Yeah, currently, I think that the Beastmen barely win on 1 objective if they're able to hold it for the rest of the game, but they shouldn't be able to hold it. And it's going to be of uber importance for Via Anime to not lose this objective. He needs to call in some hounds over here, like ASAP, and make sure he doesn't lose that. Because if he loses that point, guys, it's going to be incredibly bad. It's going to be very, very bad. All right, so up on the point, we do see the Norscan Horde advancing and steamrolling the Beastmen. The Mammoth is causing a ton of havoc and getting a lot of work in there. And massive routes going down, wavering just across the board, even in a very healthy state because of the fact their Lord is gone. And there's a huge terror-causing monster nearby. So that is going to get her done. We see this objective flipping. And the other side, it's the desperation tactics. But I suspect Via is going to see this, right? He better for his sake. Okay, so the objective has been captured. I think it doesn't matter anymore. I think that Via Anime wins just by controlling 2 objectives. Because it's going to take Norska, it's going to take the Beastmen too long to get this objective, and by then it would be a 2-cap winnable situation here. We do see Condimals being called out, Marauder Spearmen holding their own, but of course we're in a very tattered state, so they're going to be paying the price. Condimals chasing the Gorgon off the battlefield is a very smart play because that thing does have healing, and it is looking like this is going to be game over. The Norskins have completely taken over battlefield control. As it currently stands, they would win on just 2 objectives. If my potato math, math was my worst subject. I got straight A's in high school, but math, I always got like B's or C's. I was terrible at math. Yes. So the Condimals do arrive. Spears are heading over there. Norscan Ice Wolf is going to be screaming in there to provide some capture weight, but it doesn't matter at this point. It's close enough that Norska just wins on 2 objectives, and that is going to be it. Yeah, there's no army losses in domination mode. There's not. It's a different thing. It's more like territory control. Very similar to a lot of classic RTS games you played. Whereas the land battle, obviously you need army losses to make that a little bit smoother. Yep, GG, well played. So it seems that Via Anime has defeated the dreaded Smurf, which is something. Yeah, the Smurf has fallen. Sorry about the lag in the 4th quarter. Hopefully it was still watchable for you guys, but that was a really, really good game. And yeah, GG, well played here. 1,300, and the Marauder Horsemasters did really well. 800, 700. Good value. Throg was an absolute pimp. He held his own. The Magic and the Burning Heads, 1,800 value. Skinwolf's awesome. Mammoth got 1,300. So classic stuff. All right. GG, well played. GG, well played. The Beast Lord. Flock of Doom is just insanely good, right? So he's able to get good value out of that. Centaurs did decently. Yeah, 1,000 there. The Butchers of Kalkengard getting crushed was very, very strong. And the Centaurs of Tzeentch, they performed okay. I don't think they're particularly good against Norska. I think the regular Centaurs are just way better against Norska, but it's just my 2 cents. He was maxed out on those anyway, so might as well just get more, right? All right. GG, well played. Take care of yourselves. I'm going to go try and figure out the internet thing. Jeez, it's weird. But drop a like on the way out if you guys enjoyed the stream. It helps out quite a bit. And we're going to be back with some sweaty Total War action sometime here in the next few days. And if you guys are also interested, make sure to check out my wife's apparel website. So she has launched her clothing business, and it's all functional. We ship to Europe and the States and everything. So if you guys want to check it out, there's a nice link. It's a great way to support the channel as well. All right. Take care of yourselves. The dreaded Smurf has been defeated. Lick his wounds and make a new account. I don't know if it's a Smurf. I hope it's not, but I'm very suspicious. I'm very suspicious. All right, guys. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you around. That's it for tonight. And Sigmar bless this ravaged body.